finally get to be on one.
Yeah. This might be the
We were
longest
supposed to do
episode
one a
yet.
long time ago,
Yeah, yeah. To be fair, back when I said I would do it, I did also say Nola could be in it as a joke, but
yeah.
times have changed,
I
allegedly.
guess, yeah.
So, let's start with your law. Finding Minecraft in Hypixel. And also talk about what you do on Minecraft, since you do have a few side things.
My lore, I guess. Um, I guess I'll start with how I got got into Minecraft, I guess. So I remember one of my friends showed me the game initially. I think I was in fourth or fifth grade or something. And this was like way back before I even had a computer or anything I could play on. But yeah, it was 2011, and one of my buddies who was showing me this game, and I don't know, something led to another, and he ended up just giving me his password to his account so I could play because my parents were rather dumb about letting me play on the computer back then. But yeah, so he actually gave his account to both me and one of my other friends at the time. So like all three of us had the account. But I don't know, after a while of me playing, like I don't know, back then I pretty much just played like vanilla. I mean, I don't know. There wasn't really much my old laptop could run. So,
It's like survival.
um yeah, it was mostly just um like I remember I started up the survival world and it was just like I played on it whenever I could because I had to hide the fact that I was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, we just had like a family laptop or whatever that we used for homework, so I couldn't really play it very much. But
Mm-hmm. What did you do on the world?
yeah, it was yeah, so it was just a single player world for at least the first year because I couldn't really do much else. And I mean, that laptop was so garbage, it could barely run it. Like, I remember I'd turn it on and I'd have to sit there for like 15 minutes at least just for the laptop to turn on. So it
That's
was
rough.
not very, yeah. But yeah, I got into that and then I actually ended up, so my buddy's account, he I mean, I'm not making any excuses or anything, but he was pretty well off, and my parents were not really. So, being in fourth grade at the time, I thought it was a good idea to just, change his password. So,
You literally beamed him
technically,
pretty much.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, technically, my first ever account was just his account. So, I just kind of changed the password, and then I was like, this is mine. But yeah, so I still actually have that account and I've played on it, but
I assume he doesn't
that
care about
wasn't
Minecraft.
so he didn't care. It was funny because I remember he came to me the next day at school and he was like, "Yo, dude, my account got hacked." And I was just like, "Oh, that's really weird. I don't know how that could have happened." But yeah, and then the day after that, he comes back and he's like, "Oh, it's fine though. My mom bought me another account or whatever." And I was
Oh,
just like, "Oh,
balls.
okay." Um, so and then eventually, I think it was like a week or later or something, I told him that yeah, I was the one. And he was like, "Oh, well, I don't really care," but that was funny. So it was all fine or whatever. I mean, it did kind of suck for my other friend at the time because he lost access to it and he just couldn't play, but he ended up getting his own at some point too. And funnily enough, I actually ended up getting another account of my own later that same year, so that account pretty much just went dormant. I don't know. Because that was when I got my, like, Shaidyn with one N account initially, which was called Zen State of Mind at the time.
Hmm.
I don't know. I named it that just because, I mean, I don't know. I was always relatively calm or whatever, but I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Like, I don't know. I can't really delve into my 10-year-old mind and figure out what I was thinking back then, if you want me to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had that account, and then I had my other account, which was named, well, when it was mine and my friends, he had like some weird name on it. It was like Ready Eddie or something, but it ended up getting changed to something else. I don't know. But that was how I got Minecraft initially. And then like over the years of playing Minecraft, I don't know, I just got really hooked on the game. Like ever since 2011, I think I took a break for like maybe 6 months randomly in 2013 or something, but I'd pretty much consistently played the game like just whenever I could, either after school or whenever I had free time.
What was
But
appealing about the
I
game, and what did you mainly do?
so back then, I'm trying to remember. Um in the early times, I played mostly me and my brother. We just kind of played like we had a just like a server that me, him, and my other friend ran, and we just kind of played on that. It was just like an SMP essentially. But we played that, and then I transitioned slowly into like modded Minecraft because I thought that was always really interesting. There was like a big mod pack at the time. It was called Tech It. I think it's now referred to as like Tech It Classic or something.
Hmm.
But it's basically just machines in Minecraft. And there was one, I don't remember what year it came out, but there was one where it was basically like race to the moon type thing. So you just had a progression to get to the moon. And I played that a lot, actually. I played it so much that I ended up, I got staff on the server. Um, I got, I'm trying to remember. I don't know why they gave me staff. I was like some 15-year-old kid who definitely should not have had staff. But yeah, I got it, and then I got promoted fairly quickly as well because I was like always on and always, doing whatever. Because I mean, when you're that young, you usually have a lot more free time than if you're like an adult. So, but yeah, I had played on that server. It was a server called The Condemned, but yeah, I managed to get all the way up to I was like the lead what was it called? What was the title? I think they called it an operator is what it was called. And I was basically just one step below the developer and the owner, but I don't know, that caused to a lot of drama because I was, immature and there were people lower than me that were like full-grown adults and were not very happy that I got
Hmm.
this position. So, um, yeah, that led to some interesting problems. Like, uh, I remember I accidentally crashed the server a couple of times. Just like it got stuck in a crash loop, and like this was not a small server either. This had like, I mean, it wasn't large, but for modded Minecraft, I mean, we had like regularly 150 people on. So, but yeah, I accidentally set. What did I do? I did something, and it had to do with the a fluid in the mod pack. It's called liquid cryotheum. It's basically just like laggy or lava is essentially how I describe it. And I accidentally set somebody's uh, nuclear reactor to that, and then it ended up just like crash cycling the server. And they
That's
got
crazy.
really mad at me. Well, yeah, because the server was down for like I don't even know. It was down for like at least 14 hours, and then like everybody was super upset, and I was like, ooh, because I didn't even know what I did, and I was like, ah, shoot. I don't remember initially what I was trying to do,
Did
but
you lose your rank?
yeah, I did. So I didn't lose my rank. I did get demoted. I got demoted from um, operator or whatever back down to just normal admin, which wasn't really a huge demotion, but it I mean, I was a little upset. I mean, it was understandable. But yeah, so I did that. The modded Minecraft, I think until about it was like Well, I did it on and off, I think, until like 2017. Pretty on and off. And then in between there, I played a couple. I was really big into Pixelmon because I liked Pokemon as a kid. So I played a bunch of that and I actually got on a couple of their build teams that they had. And I mean, back then it wasn't really anything crazy as like a build team is nowadays, but it was still pretty cool. I mean, I built a couple of like different spawns and I built just some pixel art for fun or whatever. But I mean,
Do you enjoy building?
wasn't any. Yeah, I actually do enjoy building a lot. It was one of the few things that kept me coming back to Minecraft because I mean, when you play for so long, I mean, the gameplay loop just kind of gets stale, is probably the best word I'd describe it as. Because I mean, by 2017, I had pretty much tried most things except for multiplayer. Because I had done, well, I mean, like a mini game multiplayer, I guess is what I mean. But I had done like building, I was big into redstone, I had done the survival loop like 15 million times. I mean, it's just there's only so much you can do. And
Mm-hmm.
around that time was just when Minecraft as a whole was starting to die down in popularity. So I found myself going back to it less and less. Um,
What happened to that Tekkit server?
so the Tekkit server actually it's still around. I'm in the Discord server for it. It's still got a not as big as of a community as it does like or it had in the past, but it's still got like a bunch of the old staff members and stuff in the server. I don't know. I talk in it every once in a while because the owner's still there and we reminisce every blue moon. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think it was maybe 2 years ago that I went and I joined the server and we were all just hanging out and whatever. But it's a really cool community. I mean, there's just so many smaller communities that it like I don't know, you don't really think of, especially if you like come and pretty much only play Hypixel. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's still around, I think. They usually do a server reset every year, I think, but I mean, I haven't really played in at least 2 years, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Want to talk
not
about how
too
you found
involved in that.
Minecraft? I mean, Hypixel.
Oh yeah, so how I found Hypixel. Um, it kind of, hmm, it's interesting because I actually had gone through basically the three big servers at the time, which were Mineplex, Hive, and Hypixel. And I had tried all three of them. And I don't know, Hypixel I can never really get into at first because the skill ceiling was a lot higher for like the competitive games and stuff. And I mean, up until like it was like I think 2016 or 2017 when I really started dipping my toes into multiplayer and Hypixel and Hive. Um, but yeah, I tried it. I tried Hypixel at first, and I was like, wow, this is really sweaty. I just am not having fun because I would just lose. And then, I mean, I was pretty much your average QAnon back then, so it was not exactly what I would consider fun. Then I played Mineplex because it was a little easier and I enjoyed their what was it called? It's that game mode where they have it's like where you try to build the you like they give you a build and you have to try to mimic it in a certain amount of time. I don't know exactly what it's
Oh
called,
yeah, that was a fun game.
but yeah, I played that and then I played like Super Smash Mobs, which was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I got onto Hive, and I found Hive. I mean, it probably would make more sense for me to talk about Hive before Hypixel because that was kind of where I came from. Um, but yeah, Hive, I think I found early 2016, and I played it. I don't know why I went to it because it was a European server, and I'm not European at all. So I I played it, and my ping was always in the 200s, and I was not usually having the most fun with it. But yeah, I joined Hive, and they had this game called Death Run, which was one of their more popular games at the time. It's just how do I describe it? It's like what is that? It's like that obstacle course. Don't I don't know. It's just I was thinking of a TV show, but I can't think of what it's called. It's essentially just like an obstacle course, and there are two people that try to sabotage you as you make your way through it.
Yeah.
But I played that and for quite a while, and I liked that game. I just played that after school with some of my buddies, and then I really got into this game called Gravity, which is essentially just Dropper, but they had a fancy name for it and whatever. But I really got into it because I don't know, Dropper was really simple, and I mean, I could just sit there and do. It was essentially just. I mean, it's the same as a Hypixel Dropper, only if you place top three, that it would give you a win. So it was just more chill, I guess. But I mean, Hypixel Dropper didn't really exist back then, so it was kind of the only thing you could like do if you wanted to do Dropper.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I played that, and for some reason, when I started Hive, I really got into um, like just trying to, because Hive, I words, I really got into like trying to get high win streaks. That was a lot of where that all started. And it's just because on Hive they have these top five like win streak leaderboards, but the only problem with those win streak leaderboards is that they're current win streaks only. Like they don't have a lifetime one. So like if you lost, you would just fall off the leaderboard. And on Gravity, they had this like top five leaderboard for win streaks, and it was like stupidly high because you only had to place in the top three to get a win and not lose. And I actually decided randomly one day to go for it because, I mean, like I had said, it was really stupidly hard to even lose in that game if you knew what you were doing. And I think the bottom of the leaderboard was like 2000 or something. So I played like 2000 games and I was just trying to get leaderboard on Gravity leaderboard or whatever. And I know I got to, I think it was like 1600, like right below leaderboard. I think it was like number 12. And then I lost because my internet went out. And then that was the end of that since it was a current win streak. But it caused a lot of problems of me being from NA and playing on an EU server because, the ping difference whenever you'd enter a portal would add seconds on your timer and
Mm-hmm.
it would lag and then I'd hit the floor and then it'd teleport me up. And then I think I got kicked because I was quote unquote flying or whatever. But I mean, I have the video on my YouTube of actually how I lost my win streak in Gravity because it was my only loss. And I was like, dude, this is so dumb. But yeah, I think I'm trying to say. So I played Death Run and then I played Gravity. And then I got really into Bed Wars because that was around the time that Bed Wars released. I think it was like early 2017 when Bed Wars released. I don't really remember. But I had tried it first actually on Hypixel because I don't know, I think if they released it on Hypixel first and then it came out on Hive. if I remember correctly. I think it came out on Hive like a month after Hypixel. But I played on Hive or on Hypixel, and this was back when you can see stars in lobbies. Like this was early, early. Like I remember joining a game and there was this 20 star, which at the time was on leaderboard, and I was just like a 3 star, and everyone would like freak out because they're like, "Oh my God, a 20 star!"
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that was the early Hypixel Bed Wars days. It was, I mean, interesting to say the very least. And I was pretty uninterested in it. Like, I don't know, I was super turned off of Hypixel for so long just because I I've always been, I don't know, I enjoy winning, but I don't enjoy sweaty fights. So, I mean, it
More of a
was
casual
just kind
player.
of, yeah. I just enjoyed playing the game. I didn't mind having sweaty fights every once in a while, but it was like when I played on Hypixel versus Hive, every game felt like a sweaty fight, especially since I was at such a low skill level back then. Um, and then on Hive, I mean, the Hive Nons were a breed of their own. Like, I don't know, they like had just gotten a keyboard for the first time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they were so bad. The average player on Hive was just leagues below. It was really funny. But I got into early Bed Wars on Hive like a lot, and I grinded it with um me and one of my friends is I can't remember his name. He was British. I don't really remember what his name was, but he had a koala skin. And we grinded a bunch of like, Hive Bed Wars. And Hive, rather than stars, they had like this point system where you would get points for winning, and I don't know. It was a lot more complicated than it really needed to be. But Hive Bed Wars, I played a lot, and initially they only had solos and doubles. So, I mean, I just mained doubles because that was the most fun. I don't know. I didn't really enjoy playing solos, but I played doubles with me and my friend, and then I actually played doubles with my same IRL friend who I was talking about. Um, I had played with him and we played for a while. I don't remember. But yeah, we ended up actually playing enough to where he got, I think it was like top 100 or something, and then he stopped playing. And then I ended up getting, I played enough to get number two. I got number two on Hive Bed Wars for points back then, just
And how
because I
long did
had
that
been
take?
grinding. It took, I got number two. I probably, it took, I want to say it probably around a year of playing, just because, I mean, the people who played, like, there were probably 10 or 15 people that played that game like all the time. I mean, granted, there is that for like every game, but so I was competing against those types of people. And I got number two, and then I remember number one quit, and she at the time wasn't that far ahead of me. So I played enough to get past her. I think this was around 2018, roughly. Or this was, no, this was 20, it was 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. But I played enough to get past her, and I passed her, and then I pretty much quit because I was like, number one, that's good enough. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped playing Minecraft altogether, actually, for like 6 months at that point. And I think that was pretty much my, at least a lot of what I had decided to be done with. because yeah, oh, I remember. It was the end of 2017 going into 2018. That was when I quit. And I decided that it was just it I had played enough at that point. And I would quit, and I think that was when I changed accounts again, actually. I don't know. This whole time is like the 2018 to 2019 is like really jam-packed, I guess. Like I did so much stuff in between there. So it's
Minecraft or
hard to
just in
remember it
general?
all. A lot of Minecraft. I mean, honestly, I didn't do much outside of Minecraft for
Of
from
course.
like I think it was 2017 till like 2023. I didn't really do anything outside of Minecraft. I mean, I did, but not really, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Um, what did I do? Yeah, that was when I quit. I got number one. Then I took a break, and I think I came back on a different account because I don't know why. Because I think the account I was playing on at that time, it was called The Bad Cook. It was one of my many, many alts that I have. I don't know. Um, yeah, I played that. That was the one I got number one on. And then I came back on my Zen State of Mind account. I think it was like 6 months later.
Are you still number one?
And I did, um, I don't think so. I think I fell to like number five or seven or something. Because it was a pretty well contested leaderboard. I mean, me and the number two person had like pretty much entirely quit, and then but the people below just kept playing, so we all got past. Um, yeah, I came back on my main account at the time, which is Zen State of Mind or Shaidyn with one N, and I played more because I decided that would be a good idea. And I don't know. I got really obsessed with Winstreaking again because I don't know. I had already done the gravity Winstreak leaderboard, so I was like, I couldn't get that one and I lost. So I'll
Hmm.
try for the Bed Wars one since they were a lot lower. Because they were only current win streaks. Like I think for the doubles lifetime, I think it was like 200 to get on it, which was hard to get because on Hive there was no slash rejoin, so if you got kicked, you just lost. It was really stupid system. But there was the leaderboard for doubles, and at this time I think they added 4v4, so everybody like mainly transitioned to 4v4, but I kind of just stuck with doubles because that was what I was good at. That's what I liked doing, I guess. And so I met this one person. Her name was, I don't even know what I should call her by. She's had so many different aliases. Um, I'll call her Seely because I mean that's what her Hypixel name is. So, but yeah, so I met Seely and we actually kind of hit it off as like really good friends because at the time she ran this like exposing it was it was like a newsletter almost. I don't know. She wrote blog posts about different predators on Hive. I don't know. It was like its whole drama situation thing,
Hmm.
and I thought it was funny. But I don't know. Somehow we ended up becoming pretty close friends, and we'd play Bed Wars together. And she became like my main Bed Wars partner that I played with. And we it was really stupid. So for Hive, there were these. instead of guilds, they had like essentially what was called clans. We called them clans. And we had the State of Mind clan because my username was Zen State of Mind. So we just like went off of it and then ended up making well we made it was funny. We made 7 alt accounts to try to make this clan seem popular because what you did for the clan back then was you just change your name to like a suffix or a prefix to show that you were in this group because they
It's like
didn't have an
basic COD,
official yeah, because they didn't have an official
RPG tag.
system for it on Hive. Yeah, no, they had like nothing. The only thing on Hive they had that I wish that the Hypixel implemented was they had friend broadcast, which just allowed you to send your message to everybody who was online on your friends list.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we started this clan and it was so stupid. We got 7 alts to make the clan seem like it was more popular than it was, and then we started grinding on those alts. They were named after like the 7 deadly sins. So one was like lust, one was pride, one was gluttony. But we had all of these alts, and then what we did was we grinded them all to the top of Winstreak leaderboards. So for doubles, we got to be like all of the 5 positions that they had for leaderboards, and that kind of like skyrocketed our clan's popularity or whatever, which in hindsight is kind of stupid, but I mean, I don't know. It's
Well, it
just
did
what I ended
work.
up doing. Yeah, it did work. I mean, it made our group a lot more popular. So, and I mean, I guess I don't even know how old I was back then, but you know, every teenager's dream become popular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so we did that, and then we actually ended up getting a lot of like bigger, more well-known members to join, like from the Bed Wars leaderboard, because they're like, "Oh, hey, look at this like clan. It's so cool." I don't know, but we ended up getting a bunch of like bigger people to join, and then it we became essentially the biggest clan for Hive Bed Wars for at least a while. I don't know. I mean, it was long enough to where it was remembered, but I mean, it's essentially just like the Hypixel guilds, you know, they blow up and then they die. So,
Mm-hmm. Want to talk about Hypixel?
yeah, I can transfer into Hypixel. So, after Hive died or whatever, um, a lot of people ended up just quitting Hive because they updated their anti-cheat or whatever, and the anti-cheat just was basically unplayable for anybody NA because it would just you click 5 CPS, it kicks you. So it was horrible. But then me and one of my other friends, we ended up going to Hypixel, and this is where I started doing Hypixel. I got back into Bed Wars again because I mean I had played Bed Wars. I don't know. I'd played enough of it at this point to where I was at least above average to compete with the different nons. And I ended up getting really involved with the relatively, I'd say pretty early on Bed Wars community. This was like 2018, I'd say, because I joined this guild called Thorn, which is it was essentially an exclusive Bed Wars 3v3 guild. Um, I don't know, it had big people in it like Scoose the Goose and None Left and Some Left. I don't know. They were all big names back in the day. Now nobody knows who they are. But yeah, I did that for a while. I was really into Bed Wars. I played for like 200 stars or something. And then I just decided that I was not as interested in it anymore. But oh yeah, I also joined this rather large guild called Bloodlust. It is the same bloodlust as the one that's today, but back then it was a completely different group of people. So, I mean, it's almost unrecognizable today as what it was in the past. I mean, it was, I'm pretty sure it was run by this guy named Ruben, aka Couches was his IGN. And he was really cool. There was him, there was O2P, who was I think he was number 3 on the star leaderboard back then. There was Walk, there was Mildly Sweaty. He was like my main doubles partner. And then there was oh yeah, TM Code. TM Code was one of my original friends from early Hypixel Bed Wars days. He was one of the first, I want to say, I think he was the second 400 star, like after Gamer Boy 80, like when that was a big thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, we played a lot, and we played, I think it was mostly threes, and it was a lot of fun. I had played also with the Kleb, who was OG Bed Wars. I mean, he just kind of played with everybody though, so it really wasn't anything special. Um,
What did you think about Hypixel Bed Wars compared to the Hive? What do they do better or worse?
uh, so Hive Bed Wars was I don't I liked the maps, honestly. The maps for Hive Bed Wars, I think still, in my opinion, are they were a lot more aesthetically pleasing, but they also played a lot better to like gameplay. And versus a lot of the Hypixel maps, I mean, the Hypixel maps are just I don't know. I mean, there are very few that I enjoy playing for Bed Wars. Like I enjoyed this one that they released semi recently. It's called Urban Plaza. I liked that one. But Hive maps were a lot better, as well as the Hive. I, I don't know. I mean, the main reason I played Hive Bed Wars over Hypixel was because the Nons were a lot worse, if you want me to be completely honest.
Hmm.
Like, it was just a lot easier for me to win, so I just played that until it was unplayable. But Hypixel, it had I don't know. Honestly, the reason I enjoyed Hypixel more than Hive, like after the fact, was just because I had been playing on EU ping for so long that playing on NA ping was such an advantage. I don't.
Hmm.
That was like the main thing for those, at least.
How about the community? Did it feel similar
Um,
to Hive? If it was
so
just a bunch of
the
friends
high
grinding?
the Hive community was very like small because I mean the server really only averaged around 3,000 people. And pretty much everybody knew everybody in Hive. So it was more like what I would describe as like high school drama versus Hypixel's vast community. I mean, everybody has like their own 15 different groups, especially back then. I mean, not everybody knew everybody. There was room to find different people. Like if you didn't get along with somebody on Hive, it was almost like a club war. Like, I don't know.
Hmm.
It was really immature for Hive. And then Hypixel I felt like was always it just seemed more like dynamic, I guess, for Hypixel.
Did you ever watch any Minecraft YouTubers?
Minecraft YouTubers. So I watched a couple. My main one that I really enjoyed, he doesn't even upload anymore. His name was King Daddy DMac, and he did this this survival series that I really enjoyed watching. He made this really cool like circular base in a mushroom island, but I enjoyed watching him. I enjoyed watching I watched a lot of Ant Venom back in the early days. His like Hunger Games and stuff, which came with like Beijing Canadian and Jerome and
Hmm.
whoever
Our little
else.
friend group.
Yeah. I got really big into the whole Hunger Games thing back in 2013 for a little bit, but I mean, nothing ever came from it. I was just a wee lad back then.
Hmm.
Any other Minecraft YouTubers? I'm trying to think. I mean, the only one that really isn't even a Minecraft YouTuber that kind of helped revive the game was like PewDiePie when he did his little series in 2019.
Hmm.
That kind of brought traction a lot back to the game since it had been slowly dying. I don't think there's any other. I wasn't too like I didn't really watch too many different Minecraft YouTubers at the time. I think I was more enveloped in like either like COD or I played this really dumb game on the Xbox called Doritos Crash Course that I was really obsessed with, or Casual Crashers. I don't know. I enjoyed all the old arcade games from
Yeah.
Xbox, but I'd watch a lot of stuff like that. I mean, it was usually game related, but not always Minecraft related, I guess.
How did you find Hypixel Duels? And why did you pick TNT as your main mode?
What did I find Hypixel Duels? Well, so it's an interesting one. Um, I remember initially the release of Duels and it being in the prototype lobby, and I went to go try it, and I was like, this is not for me. This is not my cup of tea. I don't know. I like even at this point, probably like 2018 was I think when it was prototype. At this point, even with my Bed Wars, like I still really didn't enjoy like sweaty fights that much. Like it was more just I don't know. I think Duels gave off a really like, ooh, you have to be Omega tryhard to play Duels. So I didn't initially care for it too much, but I got into Duels probably. It was, I mean, I played a little bit upon initial release. Like they didn't even have that many game modes. I think they had 6 game modes on release. There was UHC, Skywars. There was combo. No, combo was added after. Oh, what was it? I don't know. I know there was soup. That one was awful. That was in prototype only though. But I don't. Was TNT released really early? I'm not. I think it was. I don't know. I didn't play it super early because I didn't start TNT actually until 2020. But for duels, I mostly started getting into it to warm up for Bed Wars. Like I remember I had gotten UHC rookie off of just warming up for Bed Wars. I'd go like, fight somebody in UHC because everybody in UHC likes to try really hard. So I did that and then I'd go play Bed Wars or whatever. But eventually, slowly, I started just realizing that I would rather just play the duel. So I think it was around the time that Bridge released was when I actually got really into bed or into duels. Because Bridge released and then I think me and that same IRL friend, his name's Rumery or Tyler. I mean, he's definitely one of my best friends, but we played Bridge like pretty early on in release because I don't think we ever played it prototype. I think we just played it when it got added to the duels lobby. And I remember we played it and we liked playing it, and I think we got Diamond. and then he decided he was done with the game or whatever, and I just kind of stuck to it. And that was when I transitioned to start playing mainly, I think it was bridge solos was mainly what I played, which is weird because I hate bridge solos now, but back then it was a lot of fun. I remember actually I one of the weeks where I was grinding bridge solos was the week where a casual tryhard actually had first started. I think he was like a bridge gold or something, and he kept trying to race me. I specifically remember he was trying to not get doubled on weekly leaderboard by me, just because he was initially gonna go for number one, but then I was just playing so much that he just was trying to not get doubled that week.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I played that, and then I on and off played like Bed Wars 2v or not. Yeah, on and off Bed Wars, just here and there. I don't know. I'd slowly transitioned at this point to just playing bridge.
What made bridge fun?
Um, I think what made bridge fun is it was like a mix of Bed Wars and duels. And it was just the closest thing, like where you could still utilize like speed bridging and breezely bridging and whatever else, and like but it still had a mix of the duels. Like there was top fights, and it was just a lot of strategy where it wasn't necessarily like all skill. I mean, there's obviously skill, but like, you could win being a worse player in bridge than it would be a lot harder to win in UHC, for example. But yeah, I enjoyed doing the why did I enjoy bridge so much, honestly? I don't I can't really think of why I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, so I played bridge and I was really into that for a while. And then they like started I remember they came out with it's like bridge scrims or some shit at the time, and everybody was like super becoming an elitist per se with bridge to like try and
Hmm.
make everybody better, and then that just kind of turned me away from the game slowly.
How were the queues back then in bridge?
So the queues back then were actually crazy. I mean, not only just for bridge, but for like every single game. I mean, I think I remember seeing like pretty regularly like 2 to 3,000 people in bridge queue. Like there were so many people. And nowadays, I mean, duels doesn't even get that in all of
Hmm.
duels.
It's like
But
300 to 500.
yeah, I mean, it's I think last I logged on it was like 600, but
Hmm.
yeah, the
What about like,
bridge like sorry.
go ahead. I was just gonna ask about the
Uh
skill of the average
oh,
person.
the skill of the average person, it was definitely a lot lower. I mean, I guess part of the reason why I enjoyed bridge was because it was new. Nobody knew what they were doing, so I could fit in. And I mean, a lot of bridge was just placing blocks straight down and running into their goal. I mean, it was very simple back then, so it was fun.
Mm. So it was like the most bare bones version of bridge, pretty much, where everyone
I
just hold
mean,
W.
yeah, it was just W holding. That was what bridge was. And
Yeah,
then
I would main
like
bridge too if it was like that. Sounds
yeah, it
chill.
was it was really fun. There were people like Atren and um I played with mainly this guy named Nexort. He was like an old bridge player, and we played a bunch of doubles together. This is actually, I think, around the time where I'm trying to remember. I don't know. This whatever. But yeah, I'd played a bunch of bridge, and then from bridge, I decided to go and I think I went from bridge to sumo, honestly. I think was when I started playing sumo. just because I forget who I talked to. It was somebody. Somebody told me that like sumo was like super fast wins or whatever, and I had this like weird idea that I wanted to get on overall lifetime because back then, I mean, that was not too crazy of a goal. I mean, it kind of was for somebody who only played bridge, and I had like maybe 3K bridge wins, but I just decided that I was like, I'm gonna go for number 10 on the overall leaderboard.
So what happened with sumo?
So I got into sumo quite a bit. I joined this guild called Opie at the time. It was just kind of like a random guild that I joined from lobby spamming or whatever, and they were saying, "Oh, we're a big sumo guild." And I was like, "Okay, I'll join." And then there's this guy named Skirt in it, and I think I ended up pissing him off or something. I don't really remember what happened, but he ended up kicking me from the guild because he was an officer and he just I think I said something. Oh no, I remember. I blocked him because back then I was under the assumption that if you blocked somebody, they wouldn't show up in your queues, and I thought he was cheating, so I was just like, I'm gonna block him so then he doesn't show up in my games anymore.
What a great
And
prediction.
I think it was very placebo, the fact that that worked, but I was just like, look, it works. I blocked him and now I'm not queuing him anymore. I don't
Hmm.
know. I did that with a lot of people that I thought were cheating back then. It
Hmm.
was funny, to say the least, because that was back when 2001 was really big,
Hmm.
like with Red Z and whoever else. I don't really remember that much about it, but Red Z, Veloy.
Yeah. Talk about TNT.
Um, TNT, yes, that was where I go next, actually. I went from sumo to TNT because I met this guy. His name is A Team, aka Asher. But I met him through um, this guild that I had joined at the time, which is called Singularity. And Singularity basically was what early Wukong is now. Like it had Jackson, it had Asher, it had his name is I'm Homo AF. He was the guild leader of that. He was I think number two Skywars for like a really long time. But there were so many really cool people in that guild that I met, and one of them was Asher, and him and I were fellow officers in the guild or whatever, so we ended up slowly talking more and more, and he kept telling me, he was like, you should play TNT, because I don't know, nobody played TNT back then. I mean, this was 2020. This was like TNT was dead. Nothing, it never queued, and he was just trying to get people to fight against him mainly. But he told me I should play TNT, and I remember trying TNT, and I was like, this game is awful. Why? Why do people play this? Because I played it, and I played 10 games, and I lost 7 of them, and I got like 3 wins, and I was like, this is horrible. I'm never playing this again. So then some months go by, and eventually he convinces me, he's like, all right, go get Master, or so I was like, all right, fine. I'll go get TNT Master because it's a cool title. And back then, I mean, it was pretty cool to see any of the titles that were like pretty obscure, like TNT, Mega Walls, no debuff, because none of them had an NPC. So it was really cool to see somebody with those titles. Like somebody would see TNT Iron even, and they'd be like, what's TNT? So I decided I'm gonna go get TNT Master, and I got TNT Master after like a week of grinding, but that was very difficult back then since there was no NPC and the player count was pretty much a steady 0 unless you were playing at around noon, and then it spiked up to like 12. But almost nobody played that game. I swear, like I'd play and there'd be one non and then a team, and that would be the whole queue, and was was not fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I went for Master, and then I remember the next week I went for Legend because I was like, wow, TNT Legend, like the red title, that one would look really cool. And then I went for that and I got that. And I don't know, TNT just slowly grew on me the more I played it. Because back when I got Legend, leaderboard was only like 3K or something. So I just decided, I was like, all right, well, I'm already almost there. I might as well go for leaderboard. But then at the same time, there was Pixel Master and Slyn, who both decided to pick up TNT at the exact same time I did. I don't know if it was because of A-Team, but A-Team was just kind of always just trying to get people to play TNT because he had been playing it since release. So, but yeah, me, Pixel, and Slyn all were grinding TNT. I remember at the same time, and Charlie. I don't know what his username is. He changes it every month. So,
Both believing.
but yeah, bow spleefing. That's I guess what he kept for the longest amount of time. But yeah, we all were grinding. And I remember Slyn got lifetime before I did. And then I think Pixel got it. And then Charlie got it. And then I got it. Like, I got it last. And I got on there and I just kind of skyrocketed all the way to 10K for Godlike because I was like, it was I think it was my second ever Godlike outside of overall because I had gotten Sumo Godlike. I had gotten to Sumo Godlike 8 and then I stopped. I thought 24K was a good number to stop at for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided to play TNT till 10K and then I decided to take a rather large break at Godlike because I was like, I'd been playing it basically since Legend. And I stopped and I did, what did I do after? I think I went and did Blitz. I think that was when I really got into Blitz duels. I did Blitz until I got to Grandmaster, and I just played that because it was the most fun of the kit modes, at least in my opinion.
What did you mean at the time, kit wise?
So I had pretty much always mained armor just because it was just basically block hit and spam blocks, so it was really simple. But yeah, that was pretty much what I used. And I remember when I got Grandmaster at the time, I was like in top 20, I think. But because that was back way before it even had a NPC. It was one of the NPC list games, and all of the leaderboards were super low back then. So
Talk about returning the TNT, I guess, or maining it fully.
turning, let me think. Yeah, so I went back to TNT at some point, and I played until I got to around, I think it was 16K. And that was around the time that I hit overall lifetime. I hit, I think it was 60K at the time when I got onto overall lifetime. And I remember I hit 60K wins, I hit lifetime, I got to like 16K bow spleef, and then I lost my account. So I was really disappointed when I lost my account.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my account, it I lost it to the dumbest thing. Like it wasn't one of those like beam things or whatever, but there was this guy back in the community. His name was Zhang. He was in this guild called Chinatown, I think, but he was really toxic and didn't like me for some reason. I'm still not sure because I had never with him before this. And he just randomly decided that he was going to attempt to lock my account. So apparently he went and socially engineered Microsoft support to say that like, well, I guess it was Minecraft support since this was before migration. But he was basically just saying, "Oh, this was my account, da 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 da," and then somehow got them to lock it. I don't really know why or how he even did that, but
They
he
were selling
just
the
was it.
accounts on a marketplace and then reported it to
Oh, right, right, right. I forgot.
Mojang.
Yeah, he posted them on OG users at the time and just pretended that I was selling my account. And then he reported the thread to the Microsoft support. And he was like, look, this person's um, selling their account, lock it or whatever. And yeah, it was just the end. I was super demotivated at that point. Like, I was all the time and effort I had spent playing. I mean, it was so unfortunate because I just got over on the top 10 overall too. I had 60K wins. So I was like, ah, shoot, this sucks. So I was kind of demotivated for like probably a month or two. Yeah, I think it was like 2 months after because I got locked in January 2021, I think. So
Did you ever try
that
like
was,
contact support about it?
yeah, so I had contacted support on three separate occasions, and the first time they were like, give us this information, and so I did, and then they were like, we need this as well. They were asking for like the transaction ID, which of course I didn't have because I mean, at the time that was the I don't know. I was a kid. I don't who keeps their transaction ID from
Of course.
2011? Like, I don't know. It's just so it was pretty much just gone. And then the third support ticket I sent in, they just didn't even respond. So it was a lost cause. Then the migration thing happened, and then there was zero chance of getting my account back since it never ended up migrating.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, from then I went to. This is actually when I got involved in the OG community. Well, I had been semi-involved in the OG community before this because of there were a couple different things. I had been really interested in like the different Minecon capes or whatever. And I had my 2013 that I actually got from my same friend who he went to the Florida Minecon with his dad, and he just had another code, so he gave it to me. And that was how I got my 2013. But I had always wanted to go because they had the 2011 one, which was literally hosted like 20 minutes away from where I lived at the time. So I really had wanted to go, but my mom was like, "No, it's in a casino. You can't go." Because at the time we used to be really uh, Catholic. So I don't know. I had gotten involved in the OG com, and then I was like, all right, since my main account's gone now, I'm gonna try and find something that's cool. Initially, I was looking for just like either another 2013 account or something cool. And I stumbled across my account Karp, which I mean, I like to think is pretty cool, but I mean, apparently the seller didn't think so because when I bought it, I messaged him. He was the OG owner of it, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't really. I'm just trying to make some quick money so I can get Valorant skins or something." And I was like,
What
"You
now?
want Valorant skins?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And so he actually had me pay for the account with a Valorant gift card. I was like, oh, okay, I
How
guess.
much?
It was only a $50 Valorant gift card. So, I
What a
mean,
pro.
yeah, I don't know. He just wanted Valorant skins, I guess, and was trying to sell his account with a cool-ish username. And I just was like, damn, this is cool. I'll just snag this.
Hmm.
I thought it was really sketchy because, I mean, who pays with Valorant gift card? But I was like, I guess I'll be willing to take a risk on $50, whatever. But I got rather involved in the OG com with I met this guy, his name was Zaid. He had the IGN Castle at the time. He also has like the IGN Zaid, but like that's his IRL. But he was really cool. He kind of just introduced me to a lot of like the bigger people in the community. Like there's the big middleman everybody talks about, Zyger. He's really cool. I've dealt with him a couple of times. There was oh, there was this other middleman that I also used, but I don't remember what their name was. But I had met a lot of different people from OG.com, and I ended up buying, I don't know, it went back to the fact that I was really big into Pokemon. So I ended up buying a bunch of different like Pokemon names because back then they were worth pretty much nothing. I mean, it was basically just, look, you have cool Pokemon username on your account. So they would only go for like $30 usually, which was just the same of having another account. So I was like, I might as well. And I
Hmm.
ended up getting probably 10 or 15 different Pokemon accounts. I got ones like Rattata and Poltegeist and Poochyena. I don't know. There were a bunch, Mimikyu. There were a bunch of really cool ones that I had. But eventually I ended up getting invited to this Discord. It's called the Minecraft Pokédex. It's a really cool Discord. It's just essentially for people who have Minecraft usernames that are Pokemon. And that, I don't know. I met a lot of different people through here. Like I met some of my closer people who are actually in my personal server. Like their name is Mobetsu or Josh. He's a really cool dude. Or I met Ethan, and we play like Faz and other games together. But there's a lot of really cool people in the OG comp. It's run by this guy named Zach, aka he has the account Mew.
Hmm. We'll talk
But
about the OG com later on. Talk about your main account,
yeah.
the one you play on now.
Alrighty. My main account that I play on now. So I bought the account in 2021 June, I think it was. I think it was June 1st or 2nd. And I bought it because I had always wanted a 2011 because I missed out on the event because I couldn't go. So I bought that for a relatively decent price. And then I decided I was like, all right, since my old account's gone and I played on Karp, I kind of just played on Karp in between like the time that I had lost my main and the time that I got this account. And I had actually gotten a decent amount of wins. I think I got around 20K, but I'd got this account and then I was like, all right, this account, I'm gonna try hard not, or I'm gonna try hard bow spleef is what I decided. Because
Were you motivated
initially
to
that
play
was
the game
pretty,
though? After the beat?
huh?
Like, what
So I
made you
got
motivated?
demotivated. I got demotivated for around 2 months, and then I got motivated again, mainly just I don't know. I had a lot of friends that still played, and I was just like, it's 60K wins. I can do it again. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what kept me going. I just was like, I just really liked playing, if you want me to be completely honest. Like, I really ended up enjoying Bow Spleef, and it was just what I found myself like. Even when I didn't have a main account and I just played on Carp, I was just like, I just found myself wanting to play. So I guess I had a lot more motivation now that I had like something that I said was my main. And I just sat down and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a lot of wins on this account.
What was the appeal of
And
TNT for
so,
you?
I'm sorry, what?
What was the appeal of TNT for you?
Um, the appeal of TNT. I'd say the biggest appeal of it was probably the skill ceiling because if you took the time to learn like the basics and how the game worked, it was really hard for you to lose. Like you had even against other like really good players, if you were better, usually you would just win. That mixed with the fact that the average player doesn't know what they're doing. So, I mean, you can get pretty easy consistent wins. And the fact that you can't really cheat in TNT. I mean, there are cheats that happen, but they're more blatant, like somebody just flying with that usually gets banned. And then there's like, I don't know, there's nothing really helps you in bow spleef very much because if there was bow aimbot, like, I mean, you have to shoot the floor, so it doesn't really help. But I guess that was the main appeal for me because I had played Sumo and I had played Blitz and I just kind of got tired of getting cheated on. So I just stuck to bow spleef since I couldn't get cheated there.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it also went back to the fact that bow spleef you can get consistent wins and then you it really delved into the fact that I also like started once I got good enough, I was like, maybe I could get Winstreak because Winstreak leaderboard at the time was only like 190. I don't know, it was super low because the game was rather, you know, not played. But I
Mm-hmm.
played that and I just decided that that was what I liked doing, I guess. I don't know. That was the main appeal of it.
Want to talk about the community of TNT and how it changed,
Community of
if it did?
TNT. All right. The community of TNT when I first started playing was almost non-existent, honestly. It was in a real rough place because everybody who played it upon release had pretty much quit and there was just a team. Like that was what it started as. It was just me playing every once in a while and then it was a team and then eventually there was Slyn and Charlie and Pixel Master. And then from there, it just like slowly grew. And early TNT Com when I started was honestly really enjoyable to like everybody was super friendly. They were all just wanting everybody else to succeed, you know? We had this really rudimentary dodging system that we had implemented where because this was back when we all nicked. We would all nick as there was this like TNT man skin or whatever, and then we'd all just crouch at each other whenever we queued. I don't know, it was really funny. But everybody just wanted to see everybody succeed, and they were all really cool. And there were many times where like I was just, hanging out in a VC with like 10 or 15 of us, honestly, because it had slowly grown as a whole, like over time, because I mean, I was slowly growing more infamous at this time, and then I basically just did what A Team did to me, and I was like, hey, you should try TNT. And then, slowly more and more people like TNT, and then they get introduced, and the community gets larger and larger, and it stayed pretty wholesome for quite a long time, actually. I think the only time TNT started, well, it started going downhill like towards, I think it was 2023, like around the time where O-Dogs made his Bless Guild is what it was called, and they were like super what I like to call dodging elitists, where they all would just shit on everybody for playing, like for dodging and for just playing the game. I don't know. And then the weird thing about TNT community, especially in the early days, was there's Bowspleef duels and then there's just normal Bowspleef. The normal Bowspleef com, especially back then, they're, well, they were, and still kind of are, a very toxic group of individuals where they all just kind of what I like to call just, you know, they just have like massive egos and just try to be like, oh, well, I beat you by this amount of double jumps, you're shit. And then, like, I don't know, everybody, they slowly started integrating from their community into the Bowspleef Duels community. And over time, it just gradually has poisoned the community, I guess. Because, I mean, people just became more toxic and it became a lot more like, I'm better than you, you're a bad person, rather than, hey, here's some tips to help improve, you know? Like it used to be very constructive and rather than destructive. But yeah, I actually started this server a while ago. I don't remember, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And we called it the Bowspleef Tournament server. And I hosted a total of 3 tournaments, and they were just different seasons. And it was just like I forget what type of bracket it would be called, but elimination bracket, I guess. And I don't know, it was just a really cool way to bring everybody together that hadn't really been explored. And it was a lot of fun until, I mean, the normal Bowspleef players kind of caught wind of it towards the third one, and then I mean, Mercurial is his name. He's a really cool guy, but he's just like leagues better than any of the normal Bowspleef players, so he would just win. But yeah, that server actually got revived recently because I gave ownership to somebody else. His name is Bryce, and he now has been hosting regular Bowspleef events, which is pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, they were a cool group of people who had played in some of the early tournaments and just decided that they wanted to continue it since I had kind of left it to rot because
Mm-hmm.
I was not really interested in playing much anymore.
So did the community just become toxic after 2023?
Um, well, the community kind of split into like honestly 3 to 4 groups. Like they were kind of just one overall united community. And then they just kind of split into 4 groups. There was like Flass, Abide, Wukong, and um, the reg players. And then the reg players and Flass kind of joined together, and then it was the 3 groups. And then Fless like completely died out because I think Odogs got beamed or something and lost his guild. And they all ended up joining Abide. And then it was just kind of Abide and Wukong. But yeah, I mean, Abide has a lot of really cool people. I don't have anything bad to say about like any of them really, but it was just like everybody just slowly became less about, ever like trying to uplift other people, whereas now it's more just I'm better than you, try better, you suck. Like, I don't know. I was watching Zyke play the other day actually, and he got ulted on his like couple of first games after not playing for a year, and this guy was just like shitting on him, and I was just like, dude, this is why I left.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's unfortunate to see what happened to it, I guess.
But all of these toxic people have like no wins, right?
Um, It's not even necessarily that they don't have wins. Like, it's just that, like, they are usually, like, the toxic people are usually, like, between 5 to 15,000 wins, which is not a low amount, but usually their excuse for why they don't have as many wins as the other people is because, oh, well, I just like to be better and improve my skill. And what ends up happening is they just get on alts to try to ruin other people's fun, which I don't really understand. So it kind
That
of,
sounds exactly like UHC, or all the S tiers, who have like 2 wins.
yeah, they just, I don't know, they played the game for a while and then they're just like, the game is boring. I only enjoy ruining other people's fun, which I just don't understand personally. So it is not great.
Want to talk about the multi-layered maps?
Multi-layered maps, I would love to. So, the multi-layered maps, they got added in, I believe it was October of 2021, whenever they released that Duels update, which was supposed to be a two-part Duels update that never became a two-part Duels update. I don't know. Like, I had talked initially to Nitro about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is just a part one of a two-part update, and we're just gonna, iron out some more bugs and ask for feedback on what we did put out and maybe change a couple of things," which of course we now know that never happened. But the Bow Spleef maps were a huge change for Bow Spleef because up until this point we only had the one flat map, which we still do have. But I I don't know. I kind of took the position as the voice of the Bow Spleef community, as well as a bunch of other people came behind and backed what I said. But I made a suggestion, and I had said that, that basically these two new maps do not really fit the style of the Bow Spleef duel because in at least in my opinion, the multi-layered maps they work really well when you have a lot of people. But when it's just a 1v1, what ends up happening is you're just below them, you go to the bottom of the map, and then you just have to sit there and shoot up and hope they fall down while they're just jumping around. Like it's just more obnoxious than anything. But yeah, so I made this forum thread and I had basically explained what I just said, and a bunch of people agreed with me, and then eventually Nitro ended up commenting on the thing, and he says the maps will be removed for now until we can look into fixing them. But I mean, well, he never ended up fixing them. He just kind of removed them. I mean, I wasn't even entirely opposed to them removing, like, or in terms of like fixing the maps. Um, like they could have fixed them and made them less annoying to play on, and I wouldn't have even minded them staying. But a big problem with those maps was that they had this false ground at the bottom, like there was glass. And what would happen is if the server would lag at all, the glass would just, you'd get stuck to it and then you would just die. Like it was just a death barrier. But it was not really great, especially for the map called Dunes, which had a really low death barrier. I think it was like 4 blocks. You would fall and you just hit the glass and have no time to react and die. It was not fun.
So, would you change anything about TNT itself?
Um, would I change anything about TNT? I think there are a couple of things I would change. Um, as far as I really think as far as map situation, like TNT has only had that one map and then it had the two different layered maps. But I really think that TNT should have gotten the treatment of Sumo where they just like basically reskinned the Sumo arena and made it more interesting because it would just create a lot of, diversity and what that way you're not just looking at gray wall. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it would be a lot more fun as far as replayability. Um, as far as what else could be implemented or changed, um, I mean, is when they first added the feather. This is probably pretty controversial, but when they first added the double jump feather to bow spleef duels, because it wasn't always there, it was rather controversial. I personally was on the side that didn't really like it being there because I felt like it took like a lot of skill to just double jump with your spacebar, but after playing for a long time, I now understand why it's there, but I still think personally I would probably prefer it just not be there because it leads to a lot of people just holding the feather and jumping around for no reason.
Hmm.
One thing I don't want them adding to Bowspleef ever is it's called, I don't know what it's like the stupid dash ability. They have it in normal Bowspleef, but it would not be fun at all to deal with in Bowspleef tools.
And you'll find with like
But,
reps and double jumps being like
um,
10.
they're actually 11. They
Oh yeah, I
upped
forgot.
them not too long ago.
The secret update.
But I know the hidden summer update where they changed it from 10 to 11. I think honestly it's fine. I mean, I don't really have any complaints about that, but I'd maybe change it back down to 10. But I mean, honestly, they could keep it as 11 and it wouldn't really make too much of a difference.
So you just want new maps pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that really needs to happen to Bowspleef is just new maps. I mean, that's the only thing that I think the general gameplay loop of Bowspleef is pretty fun, but it just needs a little bit of variety to keep it not as boring, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Want to talk about Sing slash Wukong?
Yeah, I can talk about Sing and Wukong. So Sing, aka Singularity, I talked about it a little earlier, but that was where I met most of the founding members of Wukong, actually. I met my really good friend Jackson, and we had played a little bit of bridge doubles, and of course I met at A team, but us three, we were like the main, well, we are the main founders of Wukong. We all kind of were in agreement to leave Singularity because at the time there had been a lot of drama with how Homo was handling the guild, and he was letting in like some unsavory individuals, I guess. And me, Asher, and Jackson all decided that we were just going to make our own guild because honestly, I think Asher was the most upset out of all three of us. But we decided to all leave, and then we made Wukong. And actually, Asher was the one that came up with the name for Wukong. I'm not really sure what the original story was behind it. I think it was just because we liked monkeys, and then he was like, "Ah, King Monkey." But yeah, so we made Wukong, and then it was funny because basically within the founding week, I think like half of Singularity ended up joining Wukong, and it kind of got split in half. And then Singularity pretty much entirely died from that, and then Homo and the guild owner of Singularity just ended up joining Wukong. And early Wukong was a lot of fun. I mean, we were all still pretty close friend group, tightly knit, but it was run a lot differently than Singularity, so a lot of the people were happy with because I think the problem was that Homo kept letting in like cheaters or whatever, and then A Team was very against people who were cheaters, so he was like, I don't want to be in a guild with cheaters. So then he left, and then I don't know, it was like a lot of back and forth between them, and that was why the guild died. And then we made Wukong, so initially we were just like, yeah, no cheaters, whatever, for a really long time. And we had it was honestly a really chill place, and we've had like I don't know. We've had members from every single community in our guild at some point, I swear. We had like almost the entire combo, like at least a lot of the larger combo community at the time in our guild. Like we had Quack, we had Bwall, we had Squid, we had a couple of other people, but they all eventually ended up leaving to go make um, their own group. I forget what their guild is called,
Rich.
but yeah, Rich. They went to go make Rich. Um, what else did we have? We had a lot of interesting people. I don't know. We had funny jokes in our guild. They weren't necessarily funny, but they were funny to us. There
So inside
was,
jokes.
yeah, there were inside jokes, but they weren't. Like we had this joke with, Ginny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we all basically like praised him for because we were just like, oh my gosh, it's Ginny. He got a 5,000 win streak, and we were just like, I don't know. But he actually ended up joining the guild for a while just because it was funny, and we let him in against the no cheater policy just because it was the joke. We did the same thing actually with Sultanik because Sultanik he had been number one bow spleef win streak for so long, and I actually have like a couple screenshots or whatever of me beating Sultanik, and the whole joke was like, "Look, I beat the number one win streak guy. I'm definitely better." Because I think at
Mm-hmm.
the time I had like a 1K win streak and he had his 1925. But yeah, Wukong, there were so many cool people that I've met. I mean, it's been a thing, I think, yeah, to this year actually will be 5 year anniversary. Like it's been around for a while, but a lot of really cool people have come and gone. I mean, the early gens of people, we had like obviously Asher and Jackson, but we had Brass Block, we had like Rocks 4, we had a bunch of other. I'm just spacing right now. There's Mimic You. I don't know. But it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just a really cool group
It's like
that
one of the few
we,
OG guilds that are still alive and still top 10 for wins.
yeah, I mean, I'm honestly surprised that it's still semi-alive since I haven't played in a long time, but we do have a couple of people still keeping it going, like Weapon and Celestial and their buddies. But yeah, oh, and Drummer, of course. I mean, I love Drummer. Drummer, he's somebody actually who I met through parkour duels, and I met him back when he was a gold and I was an iron, and he was so much better than me. I was just like, dude, you gotta teach me your ways. And we just kind of bonded. He's really cool. I mean, he'd talk about like his college and stuff, and we were just like playing parkour, and it was a lot of fun. He taught me a lot of like the basic skips and stuff that I know from parkour. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he was cool. He ended up getting top 10, and he was there for a long time, but I think he just recently fell off.
Mm-hmm. Is there a reason Cap is the GM?
Yes, actually, there is a good reason for that. There's two reasons. So the first reason was because we thought it'd be funny to have a non as the guild master. And the second reason was just in case something ever happened to my main account that the guild would be fine. Because we actually had a close call because my old main account was the guild master and it got locked. So, and luckily I just randomly decided to transfer it to Jackson or something for like the day before. So I we just wanted it on an account that not really is played on as much, so it has zero chance of anything bad happening to it, and we can always, you know, do something with the guild if we absolutely need to. And I mean, like And my account is not going to get beamed or anything if I never use it. So I don't know. That was
Mm,
the main reason why Karp was the guild master, was just security as well as, funny non.
yeah. From the last 3 years, do you like any guilds that you've seen so far? Like the rotation of jewels?
The rotation of duels. I think honestly the only guild that I personally would have joined that I liked that's been around even so recently is the Osu Guild. It's the parkour guild that
Mm-hmm.
Hockey and Simply Swiftness and all them are in. It's a really like cool group of people. It almost felt like, my home away from home. Like Wukong is always my home, but they just like everyone there is so nice. They always were trying to help you. Like even just in general, the parkour com is they're just really nice people. I mean, they've showed me how to do like the cool tricks like the slime skip, and I mean, especially like hockey in specific. I mean, he's one of my really, really good friends. I mean, we played Bed Wars all the time, and I honestly can't say a single bad thing about him. So, but I think Osu would be probably the only guild that I would say in at least the modern age I would care enough to say is good.
Hmm, that's wild. It's been like 10 plus guilds. What do you think is like the most common issue with most guilds nowadays?
I think the most common issue with guilds nowadays is that, well, I would want to say that they just like come and go really quickly. I mean, like we're gonna talk about Wound, how it's, existed and not existed like 10 times, but I mean, that's slowly stabilized recently. I think the more common problem with a lot of guilds now is just in general, they tend to more focus on like a win number rather than the community behind them. Like, for example, I don't know. I guess wounds, since we're already talking about them. I mean, they just go around in lobbies and they're like, "You should join Wound now," and I'm like, "What the heck?" Like, I don't know. One of them messaged me on Discord when I hadn't logged in for 6 months, and he was like, "Join Wound," and I'm like, "Dude, I don't play. Why? Why are you trying to recruit me?" It's just not exactly. I mean, I don't know. At least for me, the guild is only as big as the community behind it.
Yeah, makes sense. As to why you hate every guild, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, okay, there's also airplanes. Airplanes was pretty nice. The bow community in general is usually pretty self-centered, but airplanes people in general are usually pretty nice from my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that would be the only other guild that I would talk praise on.
Want to move on to dodging?
Yeah, we can talk about dodging. All right.
Did you use any of the OG overlays, like Seraph, Jewel Sniffer?
So I never use Seraph, and I use Dual Sniffer towards the end of its lifespan. Um, Dual Sniffer, I only started dodging. I mean, okay, I was dodging based on like just memory and skin. Actually, that's not even true. I was let me start at the beginning, I guess. I So originally I played on LabbyMod client, which had this feature called tags, which is actually a lot of the inspiration for Lilith tags when those were a thing. But Labby tags basically just allowed you to tag a username and then you could put a tag next to it like sniper or something. But essentially it would just get rid of the obfuscation whenever you queued that person because your tag would overwrite the obfuscation. And I had used that somewhat just on like really annoying people who I didn't want to queue, like Chicken Nug, for example, in Bowspleef back in the early days. But I didn't use that all that extensively. And then I decided to use Seraph towards the not Seraph, Dual Sniff. It's Dual Sniffer, I think. It's the one that like shows up in the top left corner.
Yeah, Jewel
Yeah,
Sniffer.
that's Dual Sniffer. Yeah. I used that one towards the end of its lifetime and played, and it was, I mean, fine. I don't know. I mean, that was back then, like Seraph and Dual Sniffer were like a sin. I don't know. I just like tried it out because I was like, this is getting really annoying. And then I ended up liking it. So I was like, whatever. And I dodged until the Duels update came out, and then Seraph no longer worked. And then I think at that point I had already been used to dodging, so I was just like, I'll just go with Lilith. Because I had actually been opposed to Lilith for a while, because I thought it was kind of weird, the whole proxy setup thing. I was like, this is kind of sketch. I don't know. I was just weirded out by it. But yeah, so I used the Lilith, and I mean, everybody knows me as the one big filthy dodger, I guess. So, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I had used the Lilith, and I kind of like, I didn't develop what I suggested, the tag system, since I used to use Labby tags. And essentially, the way I dodged pissed a lot of people off. So I had created a lot of, people that didn't like me. Um, but what would end up happening is the way that Lilith tags worked is you would like tag their username and then it would save their UUID, so it didn't matter how many times they changed their name or anything. But it would just make it so that if you got sniped on a certain account, you would never have to be sniped by them again, because I had a really big problem getting sniped. But I initially started dodging as just a way to avoid long games because I didn't really enjoy them. And especially back then when I didn't really have that great of stats anyways. Like I had like a 20 win loss maybe. And it just, I mean, not saying that's a bad win loss at all, but like I just didn't care as much. Um,
What's your take on dodging as a whole? Since
I
people
take
say
on
it's like morally
dodging.
wrong and or cheating.
Okay, I have a few takes on dodging, but my main take was that the way that Hypixel has portrayed duels as a whole is they've portrayed it as more of this non-competitive minigame-esque 1v1 system, which you can tell because they ended up removing the duels tournaments, which is what I would classify as competitive. But people's number one argument for why dodging shouldn't exist is because duels is meant to be competitive, which I think Hypixel themselves has denounced many different times. So I thought that, being able to either see who you're queuing or dodge, it's pretty inconsequential for just a game where everyone's chilling, trying to have fun. But I mean, I don't know. It A lot of the problem is that dodging had been around for so long that like in order to remove it, you have to remove like the win streak leaderboards. Like just wipe them completely, in my opinion. Like, because the win streak leaderboards as they are right now are completely impossible, especially for anyone like legitimate. Like, I don't know. They need to be either wiped if they're going to stick with the no dodging thing and actually well maintained and monitored. But there were a couple of problems that I had initially with the no dodging. But I mean, a lot of them were fixed when they added the ability to disable your API. So
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the competitive tag next to Jules in the compass?
yeah, I don't really understand why that even exists. Like it's labeled as a competitive game, yet it's not competitive like
Mm-hmm.
at all. I mean, they removed the only competitive feature that Duels had, which was tournaments and seasons, so I don't really understand.
Hmm. And someone recently DM'd Motor about dodging, I believe, or just in general, and they won't budge on it. So Jules is pretty
Yeah,
much
that
dead
really
forever, it seems.
that really doesn't surprise me. I don't know. I think honestly, good for them for picking a stance and actually sticking with it. I think the problem was they had been so wishy-washy about it for so long and not saying anything about it for so long. It honestly wouldn't have been a problem if in 2021 they just said dodging is bannable now. Like, I feel
Hmm.
like that wouldn't have caused any problems. But since they waited for so long, that's the only reason this debate even exists.
Yeah, because back then it was actually like semi skill based, like people played for skill. But when dodging came out, it was pretty much just cookie clicker, aka
I
wins
mean,
grinding.
yeah, I mean, the dodging basically just
Made the
reduced
game
a
fun.
lot. Yeah, they removed any competitive aspect when they removed like tournaments and stuff,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
when they, and then they like knew actively that dodging was like existed because they banned everybody for dual sniffer, and then they reverted all of those bans. So like I don't know,
Hmm.
they just it was really wishy-washy, and then they refused to give a statement on what their opinion on dodging was. So that was the reason it even became a thing.
Yeah. The entire like meta changed. The entire comp changed.
Well,
Went from
yeah,
comp to
I mean
casual. People like us wouldn't exist. They banned
that's
dodging,
true.
like back in the day.
I'm I mean, honestly, I don't think I would have been able to play as long as I did without dodging. I mean, for me, dodging was just a way to keep the initial enjoyment I felt when I was like new
Yeah.
to like being able to like it just kept the replayability, I guess, because you
Yeah.
can only fight so many sweats in a row before it just becomes boring.
Literally 1-to-one to me. Like I quit at Godlike 9, came back, I was Celestial, then I found
Yeah.
Lilith and boom, instantly hooked.
Well,
But now I can't
yeah.
even do
I
like
mean,
50 daily anymore because it's just too much effort.
yeah, I don't know. It's I was after especially I literally watched Zyke play yesterday and I was just like, wow, this does not seem enjoyable. I'm like this a lot of what made the game fun for me is just gone. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
that's why I've lost any motivation to play.
Yeah, I literally main like lobby 1 now. I just rage bait people.
Fair enough.
There's like actually nothing to do anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I might come back for whenever they add Spleef, but like other than that, I don't know.
I couldn't care less. It's gonna be like sweaty day 1, especially Bed Wars. Like all the
Oh,
Bed
well,
Wars mains
yeah.
will hop on, and that's it.
Bed Wars is going to be, interesting to say the least.
Yeah, honestly, a shame because Hypixel Duels with dodging was actually fun. Like, absolutely anyone could hop on, start dodging, and just chill,
I
watch
mean, yeah, it
shows,
was
music.
the fun thing I liked about it. Mostly it was just that, like, if you wanted to play the sweaty games, you could. Like, there was
Hmm.
definitely that option. But, like, like, at least for me, whenever I'd get off work, like, that was the first thing. I didn't want to come home and then just, like, have to try really hard. Like, it was
Yeah,
mostly just like, I want to play the game. I enjoyed the gameplay loop. I didn't enjoy the sweaty experience, I guess.
same. I just enjoy getting the titles.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to sniping. So obviously you've been sniped a few times, to say the least.
Sniping. I
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about. I've never been sniped. Yeah, sniping, it was such a huge problem, honestly. Like, I probably got it worse than anybody, at least I would think. I mean, I the problem with maining every single game is that you end up upsetting the quote unquote game mode elitists in their respective categories just because you want to try their game. And as such, they end up just queuing you on an alt and cheating against you to try to demotivate you, which is really toxic. But I don't know. I had so much so many problems and interactions with people sniping me just because of either A, I had high stats, so big number go down, or B, because they just don't like how I am as a person, or they don't like to talk. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the problems that people had with me were just like pseudo problems that they heard from somebody else, and then I would
Mm,
just get sniped because of it. Like a lot of the people sniping me I had never even interacted with, and they were just sniping me because so and so said something about me. And I was just
yeah.
like, dude, I don't know. Like in Bridge, I would get flown on regularly just for no reason because I was playing the game, and I don't know, it was so dumb. And then in Boast Belief, like people would queue against me and then fly and sit in the air and waste 8 minutes of my time. Like, I don't know. It was just really obnoxious. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's also the people, the quote unquote elitists, but these ones at least are a little more understandable. At least they're not cheating, but they'll just get on an alt to try and come fight you, which is relatively annoying. But then they get really mad when I dodge the alt because I know it's an alt. I don't know. But it's really frustrating for somebody who's just like trying to have fun and just chill, and then everybody's just upset for one reason or another. Like you can't please everybody, and especially since dodging is so controversial, people will snipe the living hell out of you for doing it, and eventually people realized that I just didn't care if I got sniped, and I would just like either leave or just not try. And then they would be frustrated at it because they're like, why isn't it demotivating you? Why don't you stop playing? And I'm like, I'm just playing because I'm having fun. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, sniping in general is just a very toxic, like, problem that Hypixel has. They almost got it right with the ability to delay your API. The only problem I have with that is that you still show up on daily leaderboards. So, like, it only does so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the freeze fucking thing feature should actually like freeze your stats and everything, not just
Yeah,
API.
if you could freeze your stats for like the daily and the weekly leaderboards as well, or just like change the daily and weekly leaderboards to wins. I don't know. Just the ability to freeze it so people can't see that you're playing would make it entirely dead. Because I mean, people aren't just gonna sit in queue 24 hours trying to snipe you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that was mostly my opinion on sniping. I mean,
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a little annoying when you're just playing for wins and don't care about
I
win
mean,
streaks or win loss ratio at the time.
yeah, I mean, it's not that I didn't really care about win streaks or win-loss ratio, but I wouldn't care if I lost them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
It's
it was
like
just a little
I'm
side
not,
thing.
yeah, it's more of just like something to break up the monotony. It's like, ah, yes, 400 win streak, that's cool. And then I'd lose to somebody b-hopping on me, and I'm like, ah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, back to grinding.
Yeah. Also, the ult thing is funny when you dodge ult. That happened to me in my
Yeah,
KFC win streak. Like all the
dodging
retarded
the alts.
snipers are like the most blatant ults ever. I just kept dodging them.
Yeah. You've got like I don't know. I love some of the alt names are so funny. And that's another thing. Like I had been sniped so much that like usually I could just tell when it was an alt. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
just kind of gain that like third sense. It's like or third sense, sixth sense. You just kind of gain that alt detector. It's like,
Yeah.
ah, Snarky Giraffe 73. That guy's probably bee hopping. And then you cue him, and guess what? He's bee hopping. Shock.
Remember the Taiwan IGNs in Sumo?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That little era.
Or you got the kitten IGNs. You got like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't. Jamie's E Kitten or something. I don't know. Just the random alt names.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's move on to alting. So obviously you have a few alts on Minecraft. Probably like 10
Uh
plus, 20 plus.
my alts. Yeah, so as of right now, I have a total of I think it's 15 accounts, but in the past I've had as many as I think 35. I have, and these are all like full access accounts. A lot of the alts I had gotten in one way or another. Like the first alt I got from my friend when I checked this account back when I was younger, as I was saying in the lore. Um, I had the other alt that I had gotten that was number one on Hive. Then I had like the six or so random alts that were the clan alts that I had made for Hive. Remember the lust state of mind and all that stuff. And then I mean honestly a lot of the alts I just accumulated over the years of playing, and I would just like buy a random alt for like $8 because that was how much they used to cost back then. And then
Mm-hmm.
I would just have a full account and use it for random stuff. I had a couple cool ones. I mean, since I was involved in the OG com for so long, I mean, I've got some ones that I consider are personally cool, but aren't necessarily like cool overall. Like I've got the name of actually my profile picture on Discord. I have the anime character. Her name's Yuko Kanoi. But I also have like, the IGN Steins Gate, which is a rather large anime. I've got Rattata, like the Pokemon. I've got Karp. I've had Mimikyu. I mean, I had a bunch of different Pokemon ones.
Mm-hmm. What about any stat
I also
accounts?
so stat accounts, honestly, most okay, not most. I have quite a few. Rattata was an account I made into a stat account. It has like one loss, I think, and it has 2,700 TNT wins or something. I don't know, but yeah, I tried to go for legend without losing on that account, and then, I got disconnected. Another problem I used to have, because I had tried doing stat accounts in the past, was that my Wi-Fi back when I used to live with my dad was really horrible. So like it would randomly cut out all the time. And I basically couldn't get stat accounts because I was losing every 400 games. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had those. I had that one. I had what do I have? I have a couple of different accounts that are just like at one point I had decided that I wanted to take over the TNT Winstreak leaderboard, so I had like 7 or 8 accounts up there at some point. So they're all just like sitting on a 2000 win streak, I think. I don't know. I did a lot of random things on random alts for seemingly no reason. Like I would just get bored and then I'd go grind legend on another random account. I don't know why I would do that, but I mean, in the 4 months between when I lost my OG account and I got my Shaidyn with two ends account, I played on Karp a fair amount. I mean, Karp now has like 37k TNT wins. But yeah, there was also a point where all three of my quote unquote main accounts were on TNT lifetime wins when because Karp was up there, my Shaidyn with one end account was up there, and my Shaidyn with two ends was up there. It was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. What's the appeal of alting instead of just grinding on one account?
Um, that's a really great question. At the time, it was just like I don't, a part of the problem with at least when I was playing is there were a lot of people that knew who I was and either really didn't like me or just were like impartial towards me because they're like, "Oh, you're that guy, big cheater, hacker, booster, dodger man." Like, I don't know. So it was kind of fun to just like play on another account and not have to deal with people harassing me. Like, I don't know. It was just a chill experience, I guess. Because I mean, a lot of the reason I had played on even some of those accounts, like I have a random Legend 3 account in Bowspleef that has a one-win loss that I just like sit in queue and just played because I didn't care. I don't know. It was just because I didn't want to have to deal with being, I don't know. Everybody, what am I even trying to say?
You kind of just
Um,
wanted to be
I
nicked.
guess see, yeah, like nicked, but not, because
Mm-hmm.
nicking even people are just like, ah, it's a nick. Then they figure it out instantly who it is.
Yeah.
But like if it's just a random account, they're just like, oh, what the heck? There's no ties. So like it's not like, oh, I just beat Shaidyn. It's like, oh, I just beat random non. Like I don't know, people don't care as much to try to go out of their way to snipe a random account or like try to queue it. So I could just sit there and play and it wouldn't be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was at least most of the appeal for me. And then I don't, yeah, I mean, I'd get bored and then I'd decide, let me go get Grandmaster on my alt for some reason. I don't know. I learned after a while that it was a real good waste of time.
Yeah. Doesn't seem very logical, since most
No,
people who grind wins just want the max amount of wins possible that they can
it
achieve in a
definitely
single
wasn't.
session. Yeah.
It's definitely not very logical, but I guess it also comes with the fact that I did genuinely enjoy playing TNT, so
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it didn't really boil down to the I need funny high number, but I mean I do regret not playing on my account, but it is what it is, I guess.
Mm-hmm. How many combined wins do you have?
Um, so let me look real quick. I do actually have a spreadsheet somewhere.
I'll add an
I don't know
SS of
how up
this.
you want an SS? All right.
Yep.
Let me see if I can find the spreadsheet. I don't know how updated it is, but I know I had one that was pretty updated. Ah, it is not very updated. But as of 2023, it says 333,000. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
300k plus,
It's
pretty much.
pretty. Yeah, I'd be. I think it's like if not 400K, it's pretty close to 400K, like somewhere around there. I'm pretty sure is what it equates out to. I mean, I can show you this of the accounts if you want. You can later
Mm-hmm.
do math, but I think some of them might even change names. I don't know, but that's what I have at least of a bunch of my accounts. And then I have their overall wins. I don't know. I can do the math later if you really want.
No, it's fine. We already know the estimate, pretty much.
But yeah, basically around 400K, like 375 to 400, somewhere around there.
Well, we can move on to overall, unless you want to talk about alts more, if there's anything.
Overall,
Yeah. So you did mention you played like Blitz and then Sumo, stuff
yeah,
like that.
okay.
What's like the appeal?
Um, so overall, I actually got into initially because my friend Jackson, he, this was before the Duels update, he decided randomly that he wanted to go for like all masters was the original goal. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna get all irons. And then eventually, after I think he got to like all diamonds, he was like, all right, you have to get all irons. And so like I had started doing that. And slowly but surely, I just gained an enjoyment for pretty much every game. I mean, there were only a select few that I never really came to enjoy all that much. But yeah, like, I mean, eventually, if you play a game enough, at least from my experience, I ended up enjoying it. The only ones I really didn't enjoy too much were I didn't care too much for Classic because I just thought it was kind of basic, I guess. It was just kind of, especially since a lot of when I played Classic, there was still Flint and Steel. It was not as fun when somebody would just light you on fire and then rod spam you. Um, I also didn't really care too much for Sky Wars, but that was just because I don't I don't know. I don't know why I didn't like Skywars very much. I mean, the ability to skybase was a huge turn off because I swear every third game I'd get somebody who would build the height limit in Meteor and then I would be really upset. But while maining overall, like you just come to appreciate each game mode for its unique quirks. Like initially I didn't like Boast Belief at all, actually. Like when I first was getting into duels, I thought Bow Sleep was terrible, and then I gave it a shot and just kept playing, and I was like, now that's my favorite game. And it was the same thing with a lot of different modes. Like, I mean, there's something to appreciate with every duel. It's just you have to play it enough to find what it is. Like for OP, I got into it mainly just because I enjoyed speed PvP and it was a lot of fun. Um, Parkour honestly was mainly because of the community is why I got into parkour. Like everybody's just really cool. That and I mean, obviously I just wanted to see why different people played the different games that they do.
Mm.
And I mean, a lot of it was also, I mean, it was cool to have, diamond in every game. Like I don't know. It was a fun side quest to do because once you get to like an ascended title, it's like, I have to do 20k wins for another title. And then it's like, or you can do 100 wins to go up a diamond title in a different
Hmm.
game. So I don't know. Just in general, going up titles was a lot of fun for me. It was just like the small milestones that made it more enjoyable. And I mean, eventually I got to a point where it was like I was pretty much all grandmasters, and it took me quite a decent amount of time to go up a title anymore. So that kind of initially faded, but it is really fun. Like, I feel like every game has something to enjoy about it, even small amount.
Was there a social aspect to
Although,
it? Like meeting new people?
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, every game has its community. Like, Blitz, for example, when I was involved in that, I got really involved. I talked to like the beta male, I talked to Satisfied, I talked to um there was Alpap, I talked to I'm trying to remember. I haven't been in the Blitz community in quite a long time. There was Autumnish. I didn't really talk to them all that much, but they were there, I guess. Who else was this was I don't know. I played Blitz like long before Monk and all of them like started up. Like Blitz has a lot stronger of a community now than I thought it did in the past. But even when I played like Bo has airplanes, which is honestly a really strong community. I mean, I met this guy named Slatersi. He's really cool. He kind of showed me some of the basics to bow. I mean, a lot of the problem with bow is that they were really particular with dodging, so nobody liked me, but they were also, while not liking me, they were at least friendly and nice enough to show me how to play the game, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Bow sweep, obviously, I already talked about. Boxing, when I played, the community did not exist. I mean, I played boxing upon release, and I'm still not even sure if there is a boxing community. Like,
There
does
is
that even
not.
exist?
No.
Like, I don't know. That was just one of the weird games where it was just like you have an individual person, and that's pretty much it. Um, what else is there? There was Bridge. I mean, Bridge, I met a lot of really cool people from Bridge. Like I mentioned, Grassblock, Nurgle, Celestial Lava, DeWeapon. I met Nexort. I met Apple Pies. He was really cool. I still somewhat talk to him. I met Atron 11. I met Pixel Master. Pixel Master was really cool. Um, I'm trying to remember JOK. There's a lot of really cool people in Bridge. Everyone's pretty nice for the most part, as long as you don't get involved in scrims.
It's insane how I know every IGN that you just listed. That
Yeah,
might be a first for the podcast.
always. I'm the knower of everybody. Let me try to think. What other even game modes are there? There's OP, UHC, Skywars, Bridge. I'm forgetting something obvious. Oh,
Pot,
combo.
combo, mega walls.
Yeah, pot. Yeah, there's Jacob. He plays on
Mm-hmm.
alts. He also likes sniping. I mean, there's nothing really to say about the no debuff com if you want me to be honest. Uh, combo com. I mean, I might be a little biased since I was relatively involved with them. I feel like there's almost two separate comms, but they're also combined, but they're different. It's weird. They have like Jamie's whole group, and then they have like Quack's group, which is like Rich. And the Rich side of it is usually pretty cool. And Jamie just doesn't like me, so I don't know. I don't know what to say there.
He doesn't
But
like many people.
yeah, I don't know. It's just average angry British man. I don't know what to say. Um but yeah, the Quack side with like Boal and all of them, obviously they used to be in Wukong, so I'm very partial to them. Sumo, I mean, Sumo, there's like you and there's uh a
Nice one.
couple of Asian people. I don't know. I mean, there's Marty, but Marty hasn't played in 100 years. There's Ginny. I don't know. I can't think of too many
You
sumo
should listing
players
people who
that
play for
like.
like a month.
My bad. I don't even. I haven't looked at sumo leaderboard in actually such a long time. I mean, all I know is that I guess there's Orez.
There's
There's
also the GOAT
Yubko.
HB, got Falst
Oh,
for
that's
1 win-loss
true.
ratio.
That's actually true. Dude, my goat. I don't know how that guy got banned. That's crazy.
He was double clicking. Same reason as me.
No.
Yeah, it's a good mode.
But yeah, I mean, and then overall, I guess I got, yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I don't know. I mean, that's
Hmm.
all I can really, that's what it sums up to, I guess.
What do you think about Navi?
Navi, okay, I haven't engaged with Navi too much, but for some reason, I always mix him up with Spectral Tree, and I think Spectral Tree is one of the more obnoxious people. But Navi and I have pretty similar sense of music, so like, I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't talked to him too much since he plays mostly like classic and OP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Pretty submissive.
I guess.
He's a little femboy who likes to be oiled up.
Hey
Anyways,
yo.
Winstreaks. Obviously, you are
Winstreaks.
semi-hated for streaking, even in TNT. Like, people think you just sit
Yeah.
there FPSing.
So win streaks, I've pretty much gone for a high win streak in every mode. Wait, did I just hear F3S? That's crazy. But
I heard stuff.
no, that did not happen. But yeah, so I've gone for, I think I've tried for a 1K in every game. I don't think I got it in every game, but I'd gotten pretty close. Like in overall, of course, I got my 9515, which was through mostly Bow Spleef. I think some of it was either 100 or 200 were from bridge. Although I was just playing with grass block randomly, but well, on my win streak, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, especially in bridge where you get sniped a lot. But yeah, so my boast belief win streak, which was my highest, which the 9515, I actually lost on stream. I was streaming it, and I lost to some random reg spleef sniper. People have claimed it was Tyler, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure somebody has claimed that it's not. So like, I still really don't know who it was, but they were just better, and I lost. So it was what it was, I guess. It was unfortunate that I lost before 10K, but I mean, I was just like, it is what it is, I guess.
How did you
And
feel during
then,
the win streak, by the way?
um, I honestly, I think it got to a point where I didn't really comprehend I was even still on a win streak. Like, obviously, it was, jeez, I'm losing my voice. Obviously, it was really stressful, the game I got sniped on, like, the 9K or whatever, but just from game to game, it was pretty carefree. I mean, I was even confident enough to stream like the last 2000 or so games, so
Mm-hmm.
I was just, I don't know, wasn't really that worried about it. I mainly streamed it just because I knew that everybody would be like, "Oh, you were just cheating," and I was like, "Ah, yes, definitely for post play."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like everyone always found a reason to like claim anything that I had done was just not legit or cheated or boosted or something, even if I can prove that it wasn't, they just still say it is. So I don't
Well, you're in a calm full
care.
of sheep and man children, so.
That's true. But yeah, what else? Blitz, my highest is still only a 400. But when I got that 400, it was number 3 on lifetime win streak. So it was impressive at the time, but I cannot streak in Blitz. I don't know why. Sky Wars, my highest was I think a 400 as well. I got that in doubles with grass block. Um, I'm trying to think. UHC, my highest was a 940, and I got B-hop sniped. Shocking.
Mm-hmm. You got a few sumo streaks as well, but we'll get into that later
Uh,
on.
yeah, I did a couple sumo streaks. I did, I think, two. One was the 1000, and then I did another 1000, and I had lost both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, their modes, their boxing. I had gotten a 1111 boxing, which I actually never lost. It just ended up getting wiped. And then that's the same for my highest bow. I got like a 900 bow or something, which I never lost, and it just got wiped. And oh yeah, my bridge, my 2200 bridge win streak, I also didn't lose, it just got wiped. I was just sitting on current win streaks on those games, and then I had gotten token logged and fucking lost. But that is what it is. We'll get into that in a minute whenever we talk about the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, quick question from the overall stuff. But what was your favorite mode
what's
to
up?
play aside from TNT?
Aside from TNT, my favorite mode to play. Honestly, I would say I think my favorite was either I really enjoyed combo and I really enjoyed um just parkour was fun to play, I'd say. Like in terms of general enjoyment to just playing, I would say parkour. But it's funny because that's my lowest title. But in terms of just like most fun game to grind, I would say combo, probably.
Mm-hmm. What's fun about it?
The fun is honestly just the simplicity of it. I mean, you just kind of hit people up into the air and combo them around the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly you don't have to deal with much other than getting sniped pretty regularly, but that might have just been a me problem.
Of course.
But yeah, just in general, the simplicity of combo makes it easy to get into. I mean, you just
Mm-hmm.
flick fast to get them in air.
Do you think parkour belongs in Duels?
Uh, I I would say it does. It's yes and no. I think that they should change parkour slightly, but I do think it does belong. Like it fits in general with duels. It's just kind of like an out. Honestly, I think dropper also fits in with duels if they made it a 1v1, but like that would defeat the entire purpose of normal dropper. But parkour, I think they should really. My problem with parkour is that I always thought that they should either make it a 1v1 or they should like make it a 1v1 and have it to where like tournaments and stuff could be done in private games or just make it like a 1v1v1v1 like 4 players. I always thought that the 8 players was a little unnecessary. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
What do you think about the 60-second time mechanic? Where if you beat the game, you don't lose stats?
I mean, I thought that was fine. I think they should keep that mechanic, and then if they're going to keep the 8 players, they should make it to where if you also finish within the top 3, you get a win. That might be controversial, but it is whatever. Because I feel like it would make it a lot more fun to play with other people if you could
Mm-hmm.
also get wins while still like not wasting your time. I don't know.
Kind of like the
Like
dropper
if they're
minigame from Hive.
yeah, essentially. Like if they're gonna have it as 8 players, just make it so top 3 also get a win. Like then it encourages playing with other people. Like you're still winning by playing, but like it still has to be within a minute of the first person, or else that would be kind of dumb.
Still, though, it's the only duel where you can realistically get an infinite win streak because you can't lose.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm also looking forward to them adding slash rejoin to parkour. I thought that was like the dumbest thing that does not have
Mm-hmm.
slash rejoin.
Well, you know the devs, small little indie company.
Oh, that's very true.
All right, let's get to the real juice of this podcast, and probably
Oh,
the reason like 30% of the people clicked on this video. So the allegations.
all right.
Eh,
Which one? We got a couple.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few. So let's start with a weak one. But this is semi OG, I guess. Kinda. So the sumo stuff. A lot of people don't like your little 2 1K plus win streaks.
Yeah, the sumo stuff. So I had initially like played sumo, and my first ever sumo win streak that was 1K, I had gotten back using a combination of labby tags and dual sniffer. Because I would just like keep basically I would just tag was um whoever was cheating. What I would do is I'd start on an alt and I'd queue for around 30 to 40 minutes and then I'd tag who was cheating and who wasn't. Like I'd tag them as green and red. And then essentially I'd queue 25-ish games just depending on the day and if I felt safe or not. And then I'd only queue green people essentially.
Mhm.
That was how I got my first one. It was a relatively safe way to do it. And then when I got my second one, I don't know. Honestly, that day I just didn't get sniped and I was just grinding wins. And then I just was somehow on like an 800 daily or something and then I got sniped.
So pure accident.
I mean, for the most part, I mean, I did realize like halfway through that I was on a win streak and started dodging way harder than I really needed to, but I don't know, I got paranoid because I didn't want to lose.
Mhm. That actually happened to me with my 1K daily.
Yeah, I
Literal
mean, you
accident.
just start dodging air after a while. It's just like,
Yeah. Okay, so pedo allegations. There's a
yeah,
few. allegations for this. Apparently, you sent a dick pic to someone, and then there's also the
Yeah,
Kirito thing where you fapped in a VC. Apparently,
I would like to preface by saying I have never taken a dick pic, nor have I ever sent one to anybody. So I don't even know where that started. Like, I'm not even afraid of like, oh no, my dick pic's gonna get released because I've never taken one. Like, I don't, it's so, I'm just dumbfounded how that even became a thing. And then the Kirito, um, the Kirito VC wanking off or whatever the fuck he's talking about. I think I remember specifically a video of what he's talking about, and I think if you watch the video or listen to it, it's literally nothing. Like, I remember coming back in that VC, and he's like, dude, were you just wanking off? And I was like, what? No. And he was just like, I don't know, like that, nothing even happened. Like, I remember vaguely the situation like that happening. Like, it was me, Cynics, and Kirito. We were not playing bridge. I don't know what he was talking about, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't remember since like all that much since it was like probably 5 years ago at the least. But I don't really talk to him and I've had him blocked since like 2022, so I don't really know.
we like watching anime or something.
Was I watching? I honestly couldn't tell you.
Because
I
you said it
don't
sounded
know what
like
I was doing.
hentai or
It
CP.
was definitely not was not CB, and I don't think it was hentai. I would not do. I have never left mid call to go watch hentai, and I will say that proudly. Like I don't know what the fuck. That's like such a weird thing. Like I don't know. I just thought like when I was watching that video, I just started laughing, and so did Zyke because we were watching it together, and I was just like, what the fuck is this guy even talking about?
hmm
Which other allegations?
Oh yeah. So apparently, when you first started bridge, you b-hopped, and the proof of this
Oh,
is the Asta gang sniping you. So pretty much the
oh,
proof is cheater who
dude.
doesn't normally cheat cheats on a cheater because they're cheating.
Yeah, dude, that makes perfect sense. Let me explain the whole Asda gang situation. All right, so that all happened initially because I was in lobby one, and this was my first time meeting QLA, as you all know, lovely guy. He had the season one bridge top 10 title, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, I keep in mind, I didn't know who the fuck this guy was. I had no idea who he was, and I met him, and I was just like, "Oh, that's a cool title." And then I was like, "Hey, do you want to do some doubles?" And then he was like, "Sure, let's do some doubles." So I played with him for like an hour and a half, maybe, and then we got sniped, and I was like, "Okay, that's rather annoying. Like, why? Like, that was dumb. I just got sniped." And then so we go back to lobby or whatever, and I invite one of my friends, and he invites one of his friends. Like my other friend, his name I think in the video is Resecured. I don't know. He's from the OG com. He's one of my buddies. But apparently, we decide to go play fours, and then we get sniped again by Azda Gang. Like I didn't even know who Azda Gang was, and then apparently I got sniped because I was playing with Kiwole, who was a quote unquote known cheater and booster from the original season one of Bridge, which I didn't know. But somehow the story devolved into I got sniped because I cheat and be hop back on people, which just never happened. And then like I remember having a conversation with Kiole like later, and like I got him to admit that he was just completely lying because he made up the whole lie where I b-hopped back on them. Like I don't he was just completely lying. I don't understand why people just are so quick to believe
hmm
everything that somebody says.
I do
But
have a
yeah,
funny
I've
story
talked
about him.
with Kiole and
Yeah,
he's like
cool.
super
However you say it.
immature and young. I don't know. He like when I learned how old he was, I was like, bro, what the fuck?
hmm I think I remember
What's
sending you
your
this
story?
before, but he was pretty much just saying he's gonna frame you for being a pedo.
No, literally, that's just the bro. Like I don't understand.
It
Everybody,
was funny.
especially
He said he
especially in
doesn't
the
even care
Minecraft
if it's
pal.
true or not. He was like, I'm just gonna frame this guy for being a pedo. Fuck him.
You should send me that. That's funny. No, but literally, like, I don't know. Everybody in the Minecraft com when they don't like somebody, I'm gonna frame you for being a pedophile. Like, bro, what the hell?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
I've had a lot of
Hmm.
problems with the Minecraft com in general. Like, apparently I got attempted, like, somebody attempted to swap me at some point. Like, I don't know. It
Hmm.
was just like, yeah, somebody tried blackmailing me out of my account, and then I said, no, go fuck yourself. And then they're like, I'm gonna SWAT your house. And I said, that's not even my house anymore. And they said, I'm gonna do it. And then apparently they swatted the house, and I was like, okay. Because I ended up getting a phone call about it from like the police or something. And I was just like, yeah, no, that's not me. I don't know. I don't know. Just the lovely things of Minecraft.
How nice. And also, pretty sure you got banned for boxing. I don't know if you were the
Oh,
one
right.
who said it, but you say you were pretending to be a boss or something. I don't know if that was you or someone else, but that's a huge meme. And apparently that's like proof
Okay.
of you paying staff for unbans.
Oh, that's so true, dude. No, okay, so I do remember that. That was my so I had been banned. I've been banned, think I've been banned I think 5 times total. But one of them was for Dual Sniffer, which got instantly unbanned. And then the next one was for this one, which was the boxing, which I did get appeal accepted. Um, but I literally have the video. It was because I'm pretty sure the reason I got banned was just because I had been playing boxing for probably 18 or 19 hours at that point, and it was like completely, I just looked like a zombie playing the game. Like I have the clip. I could probably send you it at some point, but um it's literally just me like half alive and I am playing boxing, and then I go to lobby, and I look at leaderboard because I think I went up a position or something, and then I go back and play, and then I get banned. And I don't know why people are saying I paid staff because I literally, I can show the appeal or whatever. I just went through the normal appeal process, and they looked at it, and they're just, I don't know. I don't know how they do their whole appeal process, but it just got looked at and accepted. So. I mean, I was just as shocked because
Hmm.
from what I had heard, nobody ever gets appeal accepted. So,
Hmm. A few people said you keep getting falsed whenever, I mean, not false, but jokingly falsed whenever you play sumo.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just a sumo problem. I've just decided to not play sumo. I got banned. So, one of my bans was from when I was playing sumo, and then another one was from. Yeah, I've only been banned while playing sumo once. I don't know why people keep saying whatever.
Some people think it's like free plus, or at least
Yeah,
free bans
no.
from sumo alone.
One of I've only had a total of 5 bans, and that was including the dual sniffer ban that was removed, and then that was also including the boxing ban that was removed. Then I got the other one was when my account got beamed or not beamed, it got token logged. Um, Basically somebody got into it and they threw my bow win streak that I was on. They threw my boxing win streak that I was on. They played a classic game to try to get me banned, and then they lost a classic game, and then I got banned. Like, I don't know. I saw it happen when I woke up because I was in a tracker. Like, somebody was tracking me, and they invited me to the tracking server, and they're like, "What the fuck were you doing?"
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It literally it saw that I logged on, and then I threw both of my win streaks, and then just got banned. Like, I don't know. That was dumb. Like I was playing bridge at the time
Hmm.
for that one. And then the other one was the sumo ban that's already on YouTube that people have seen. Um, but yeah, And then I think I'm forgetting something. I don't remember. There was probably something else.
What do you think you were banned for in terms of sumo?
Um, I honestly am not sure. Like it could be anything. I just play it a lot. I mean, what I realized is that usually I'd get banned whenever I played a fuck ton, so I just assumed it was that. Like for
Mm-hmm.
instance, with the boxing, I grinded for like 18 hours. I don't know. I just would randomly sit down and decide I'm playing a bunch and get a bunch of wins, and then I just get banned.
Mm-hmm.
And
Makes
apparently I'm
sense.
paying staff because I get appeal accepted. Like, I don't know. That was like by far the dumbest of the actually the second dumbest of the allegations. I still
Number one
think the
being
dumbest
fapping in VC for
No,
CP.
that's number three, bro. I think the sending a dick pic to a minor takes the cake because
That's
I've
nothing.
never done that shit. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Some of these, I don't know. I find the allegations so funny because it's just you get to hear what like slander and stuff that people are saying, like they're just spreading out of pure nonsense. It's just funny.
Mm-hmm. Like 98% of the con believes it instantly without seeing
Well,
any
yeah, it's
proof.
because everybody they just like what ends up happening is that somebody doesn't like me, so they're like, "Ah, that must be true," rather than like, looking for actual evidence of said accusations. Like, I don't know, it's just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
And also, it's
thing
because
is
of your high
just like,
stats.
well, yeah, which I don't understand because I'm very open that I dodge and my stats are heavily inflated and mean nothing. But everybody still gets mad about it, and I'm just like, I don't understand the whole dilemma with that.
Yeah, I've seen a few hate for your skin as well, like the whole king theme, the king ring on Lilith when it was a thing. Everyone's saying you
I
have a
forgot
ego
about
and
that.
stuff. Yeah.
True, dude. Nah, honestly, the whole quote unquote king ego persona thing, it only started just because one of my friends made me a skin that matched the cape. She thought it looked like a royal cape. So she was like, "What if I make a skin or a king skin out of it?" And I was like, "Okay." And I just liked it, so I kind of run with it. And then, I kind of played into the persona just because it made people mad, and I thought it was hilarious. But I don't know. I'm a bit of an instigator. I enjoy messing with people. It's a problem I
Mm-hmm.
have, but
Oh yeah, just a side question, but what about Cap? Since it's pretty much 1-to-1, just a queen skin instead. Is there like
oh
lore to
yeah,
this?
Karp. I mean, there's kind of lore, but it's just like me being bored trolling. I don't know. Like at some point I spread the rumor that Karp was actually, I mean, at the time I was 21, but we spread the rumor that Karp was a 19-year-old Canadian girl and it wasn't actually my alt and that we were just ERPing. Like, I don't know. It was just
Mm-hmm.
funny to mess with people. But yeah, Karp is literally just essentially the female version of my male skin.
Also, why is Cap still in on? Like, did you get the account and just keep grinding, but never cared about getting a rank?
So Karp is a non for a couple of reasons. The big one was just because I thought that the four-letter name Karp looked best without a rank. I thought it just looked clean in chat as just Karp was the main reason, as well as I don't know. I thought it would be funny as a mix to get it as like the guild master as a non and have the cool looking Karp. Plus, I mean, I don't know. I just like the gray aesthetic is not bad. I feel like the only reason I even went above a non originally was because I was getting sniped and I wanted plus plus. So, like back when they released plus plus. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I think the non aesthetic is, you know, I like it, I guess.
Do you have any other skins that you actually like?
Any other skins like apart from my main ones that I've
Yeah.
used or um I'm trying to think. I have so my old friend Seely, she made a bunch of skins for like basically all of our alts back in the day. Yeah, back when the state of mind thing was the thing. She made every single account like its own persona and its own skin, and honestly, all of them were pretty well designed. But yeah, all of those skins are pretty, I don't know. I mean, pretty much any skin that I wear is usually custom designed, but
Mm.
that's just because I'm picky. I mean, every skin that I used on my main account at least is on Rattata, but
Do you have a favorite skin?
yeah, probably just my king skin. I don't know, I just like how it looks. That's probably why I've used it for so long.
What's so appealing?
Um, just I think it goes really well with my cape that I have, as well as I mean the aesthetic of it. I just
Mhm.
like I've always been more I like gold over silver, so I just thought it was cool. It is the gold and the red is just like really nice colors. I don't know. Plus TNT was red, so I kind of got fixated on red.
I assume the red Minecon cape is your favorite of all the Minecon
Uh,
capes.
yeah, it definitely is my favorite. I mean, it's partially because it was hosted so close to where I was growing up, and I actually could have gone to it, as well as the fact that when I was growing up, my favorite color was red. So like, I really thought that cape was like so cool. I was like, dang, I missed out on that. And I remember when I was younger, I was always like, dang, I really wish I had that one. Instead, I got this piston one because the green one used to be pretty hated, but you know.
Oh yeah, what's with the total PFP and the aesthetic on your YouTube channel? Your main one, I
Oh,
guess.
that's Hurdle PFP. I mean, so my that's such a dumb story. Uh, my girlfriend at the time when I made my YouTube channel, she always called me Shade Turtle. And I don't know that I really liked turtles at the time, so that was why it's a turtle. I don't know. There isn't really that's just kind of the dumb story, and I've never changed it.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I guess we can move on to the update. So, what do you think about the three new modes and Jules Odyssey, the thing where you get a reward for every division?
Oh yeah, the new update. Honestly, okay, I'm hopeful, but also not because I know it's Hypixel. The Duels Odyssey system, honestly, they really cooked with that. I feel like the Duels Odyssey system is exactly what I would have wanted when I was grinding. Unfortunately, I don't play anymore, so it doesn't matter that much, but I still think it's definitely like the best way they could go about implementing rewards for like each individual game because each individual title is like it makes it feel a little that much more special. So I'm really hyped for the Odyssey system. I think that's really cool. That's probably the best thing they could have done. I'm just I just hope that the rewards are rewarding enough for the top ones, if that makes any sense. And then my thoughts on the general update, I mean, from what they've promised, it's exceeded expectations. I mean, I had really wanted spleef duels, so I mean, that's always good. I get to have spleef. I mean, I was really big into spleef on It's Jerry and Harry back in the day, like probably 2016-ish. So, uh, happy to get to play that. But
Mm-hmm.
Quake, I mean, they kind of already teased Quake. I'd be really surprised if they didn't do Quake. But I mean, they the first time they announced it, they said Bed Wars and Spleef, and I was like, what? I don't know. Bed Wars duels, me, I would probably never play it, but I like that it exists because it'll bring people from Bed Wars to duels. So I
How
think
do you
that's
think
the best
Splee should be
thing.
executed? Since a lot of people don't like any abilities or the
Um,
snowballs themselves, but you kind of need the snowballs.
yeah. So the way I personally think it should be implemented is probably not how they will implement it. I think they could do a really fun take on Spleef that would make it more fun than the general Spleef game, because I've played like Spleef in general and it is fun, but I think they should keep like the snowball mechanic because like you kind of need that. And depending on how big the arena is, I mean. But my personal take was I do think they should have like a limited of like either 3 to 5 like double jumps just to make traversing the map a little more fun. Like something to where if you accidentally corner yourself, it's a little forgiving, but not too forgiving to where it's gonna make every game really annoying. Like I don't think they should have 10. Even 5 might even be too many. Like just 3. But I don't know. I think also the way I don't know if they should use like make it so you can hit other players with the snowballs because there's two versions of Spleef. Sometimes they either have the snowballs break the snow blocks, which is what I personally enjoy, or they have it to where you can knock the physical player. But I think breaking the snow blocks with the snowballs is a little more fun, at least for me.
What do you think about the fact that the Jules Odyssey thing is pretty much just bloatware or filler?
Do I think it's just filler? Um, Not really. I mean, I think I think it gives rewards for and motivation to play other game modes, which I like because I wouldn't have been able to enjoy duels near as much as I did if I only stuck to one game mode. I mean, sure, there's definitely people that like hard focus a game mode, and that's completely fine, but branching out, I feel like truly envelops like the fun that, at least for me, made duels
Hmm.
what
So
it
even
is.
if it's like a new victory dance, you're fine with it?
I mean, yeah, even if it's like a new victory dance or something silly, I mean, people will collect stuff. I mean,
Hmm.
I do really hope they add like something unique at least for each game mode. So like I think like it hopefully they'll give every game mode a color and every game mode an icon. Like I know some game modes don't have colors and some don't have icons. Just so that way it's like a little, balance for
Hmm.
everything. And I mean there are enough colors for each game, so
A lot of people want the rainbow thing from Skywars in every other mode. What do you think about that?
I think the rainbow thing could be cool. I think it just should be hard to obtain. Like it should be an overall reward and it should be hard to get. At least that's my opinion. That or it should be obtained by obtaining every color, because then that'll at least make you play all the different duels modes.
So each mode would have like a singular color.
Yeah, like have each mode have like, like parkour has purple and like you make sure you have to get all of them and then you unlock rainbow gradient or something. I don't know.
Hmm. What do you
Something
think
like
about
that.
gradients in general? Like how it is in
Uh,
Skywars, where if you master a kit,
great.
you get a gradient.
I think gradients could be cool if they did them in the right way. I feel like there's definitely a line they could pass where it would be too much, but as long as they keep it relatively not like, I throw up, it'll be fine if
Hmm.
they did do that.
I definitely think that's a huge problem with the gradient
Yeah,
system, especially in Jules because all of the titles like really long compared to like Bed Wars and SV, which is just like a few
that's
characters at
fine.
best.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could be cool, but I feel like it might be a little too much, just depending.
Yeah. Imagine Sumo ascended like 38, just spams the entire
True.
chat with some ugly
Sky
gradient.
Wars Grandmaster 3 in like random gradient. I don't know. One thing I really want them to change is I want them to bring back the mega walls. Like I want it to say actual mega walls instead of MW.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Modern Warfare duels. No, but for
And
specifically mega walls, like I think the
yeah.
bridge was a good change to go to bridge, but I don't think mega walls was good to go to MW.
Oh yeah, what do you think about Bridge having its own lobby?
I think that's kind of dumb.
Do you think it would kill Jules?
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, I think at this point in time, I don't think it'd necessarily kill duels, but it would just be completely redundant if you want me to be completely honest.
Mhm.
I feel like them putting bridge in duels in the first place was really ballsy, but I feel like it has helped increase the longevity of not only duels but bridge. Like I feel like they very well balance each other, and removing one would hurt the both of them. So,
Mhm. What do you think about the sub modes in Bridge, like capture the flag?
okay. My problem with those modes is that they just don't get enough of a player base to queue, and people just use them to boost. And unfortunately, we can't have nice things without people ruining them. So I think they should probably just be legacied. And what I think should happen is that you can still view the legacy leaderboard, but just like make it to where you can't like play them anymore. Like, I mean, it sucks to say, but like they're genuinely just wasting servers on them at this point. Like they don't play, and
Mm-hmm.
people just use them for harm.
What do you think about a Legacy Godlike X title?
So the Legacy Godlike X, I think, I don't know. It's tough because like it depends if they were gonna add it as like, are you meaning, hmm, like anybody can equip it or only if you got it
Only if you
before?
got it before.
I think it would be fine if they added it to like the legacy titles like list thing for if you got it before. But like, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't really make too much of a difference, honestly. I feel like we could do with it or we could do without it. It really doesn't make much of a difference either way. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's cool, but it's cool, and I think since they have the season titles, they might as well give us a legacy title. Like it's the same with World Elite. Like, I don't know. It's legacy, you might as well.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be too confusing for the nons to see like tier X as a godlike or on a godlike.
That's true.
Oh yeah. What do you want in an ideal update? This could be about any mode, even
An
KB
ideal
itself.
update. Um, ideal update. Let me think. I mean, ideally, I guess, would be a revamp to the dodging system. I mean, shock, but like, I don't know. It was just way more fun for me to play. I mean, even if they brought back like obfuscated names, but not skins, like I would be fine with that. Like, I mean, it would at least add dodging to some regard. But like the problem with how it was before is because you could get around the name obfuscation, and then they just removed the skins and the names, which was kind of dumb. But I don't know. I mean, ideally they just, change it to where you can see who you queue, man. I don't know. It's not really that deep of a game, I feel.
Mm-hmm. It's strange too because Skywars is definitely more competitive than Jules, but you can still
Yeah,
see the
I,
names when you join the queue.
I completely agree with that. Like I don't understand. Like I still really think that them changing it for Bed Wars 2 was really stupid. Like even
Mm-hmm.
more so than Duels, changing it for Bed Wars is just ludicrous. I don't know. But I guess they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
So you just want dodging back? You don't have any strong
Yeah, I
opinions about
mean,
like kits or KB or the mode
I mean,
itself?
I'm hoping they're gonna fix the kits for Skywars when they do
That was
this
an
update
accident.
because they kind of broke
Yeah,
them all, but I'm assuming they're gonna fix them. I
eventually.
think most of what I wanted from the update is what they've already said they're gonna do. I mean, it'd be cool to get a couple bow spleef maps like they promised us 3 years ago, but like, I don't know. I'm not really too. I can't really think of anything else that I would overly be super ecstatic to get.
So you did touch on the OG com a bit. Want to expand on the community itself?
Yeah, I can a little bit. So, when I first entered the OG com stage, it was pretty small. I mean, accounts weren't really worth what they are today. Like the prices have just gotten absorbently large. Um, like for reference, back when I first got into the com around 2018, a 2011 Minecon was around $300 to $400 probably. And nowadays they cost around 2 grand. So it's kind of crazy, just like the prices that have skyrocketed for quite literally everything. I mean, even from what I've gotten, like when I bought a bunch of Pokemon names for like, $30 or whatever. Um, Now some of those are selling for like 300, and I'm just like, I don't understand. This is crazy. Like, I don't know. It's just wild to me. The OG com, it's just kind of like hit and miss. I mean, there are some really cool people there, and like especially people from the Pokemon server, like Groudon and Josh and them. They're all like really, really cool people. But then you get some bad apples who are just like scamming. Like I'd been scammed once out of actually a pretty big deal, unfortunately. I bought a triple cape minecon and it had been stolen from the OGO, and then the OGO pulled it back. So I was kind of out like $1,000, which is a little unlucky. But I mean, that's one thing I will say. My involvement with the OG com, it's really sketchy. You just gotta be careful, is all I'm saying, because you're getting into like the dark side of the web there, and not necessarily like with drugs and stuff, but just like sketchy people doing
Mm-hmm.
sketchy stuff. Like on those websites, they sell like OG Discord usernames and OG Instagrams, and people will drop like 10 grand, and I'm just like, what the hell are you people doing? Yeah, but there was one, I mean, said this earlier, but my one friend Zaid, I mean, he was really cool. He invited me to his like little group of people, and I really got along there for a long time. And then there was this other group, it was actually the guild I was in before Singularity. It's called Coast. It was essentially just a place for like the OG people to hang around who also like played Minecraft. But yeah, I mean, there's not too much to be said other than, there's a lot of unsavory people there,
Mm-hmm.
and try not to get scammed.
Of course. What do you think about OGs in general? You did say that paying like 10K for a Instagram name is stupid.
So, OGs in general, when I first got into it, I thought they were super cool. Like, I don't know, on my original Shaidyn with one N account, I had like, I don't know, I collected them like trophies on my friends list. Like, I don't know. I thought they were like super, super cool, but back then they were not nearly as pricey as they are today. I think honestly, anything today, like any of those usernames are so absurd. Like, I just don't understand justifying spending like 4 grand on some average word in the English dictionary to have it be your Minecraft account. I don't know. It's cool, but like at what cost, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's a cool thing to have, but it's not worth it. It's like splash
Yeah, it's not
100K
not worth it anymore. It's cool in the past, but not really worth anymore.
because of the prices.
Yeah, I mean the prices, and I mean the like, ooh, I have cool username in game. I don't know. It's more of just like people flexing.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I spent 40 grand on this username. Look at me.
It's funny. A lot of them cheat too. All the
Oh, well,
OGs.
yeah, I mean, okay, 90% of the OG com cheats. Like, they do not care, like, at all. Like there's this OG server called Rockspot, and it's where they all just go cheat on each other, and then they just yap, and I don't know, it's a weird
Mm-hmm.
place.
It's funny though, they're so shit though. Like I swear everyone who cheats in sumo is horrible.
Yeah, it's because they don't really understand the game. They're just kind of cheating.
Still though, it's not that hard to like just use 0-0 and just hold W.
True.
Also, one of them like injected recently in MM.
That's fun.
Actually, what's the max amount you would pay for a name?
The max I would pay for a name.
Mm-hmm.
I think the max I had ever offered was 2 grand. And I don't think I would ever go over that. I mean, nowadays, I don't even think I would offer that. But I think, yeah, if it was something I really, really wanted, like I was offering for the IGN Dragonite or whatever, and I didn't end up getting it because this other guy really wanted it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think 2 grand would probably be the max. But nowadays, probably nothing because I don't buy any more accounts.
Also, it's
Like
just
I already
Minecraft
have
only.
what I have. I mean, I don't really care about having an OG name in Discord or in Instagram. It'd be cool, but like it's not worth the money.
Of course. So, what kind of IGNs would you want ideally? If you could have any.
If I could have any, the only IGN that I really wanted that I know I can't have, I wanted Magikarp, but I had tried contacting the owner or whatever, and he was like, "I'm not interested." Like it was so hard to even get a hold of him, and then he was just like not interested. But that would probably be
Mhm.
like the only one. That or Shade, I guess, but that's just because that's what I go by. Or
I can see a
obviously my
pattern
old
with the
Shaidyn,
Pokemon stuff.
but yeah, I've always been super big into Pokemon.
What do you think about like the most classic Pokemon, like Pikachu?
I actually know the guy who has Pikachu, Pikaclicks. He's actually a really cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't personally really want the account, but I mean, I think he has a YouTube channel or something. I
He
don't
does.
know.
So you just only want like Pokemon based IGNs because you enjoy the franchise?
Um, Either Pokemon or like I said, Shade, or I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
get Shaden back with one N. That would be cool. But other than that, I mean, I don't really feel like I would care that much for any other usernames.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about like the illegal accounts, like dollar sign?
Oh, the illegal. Yeah, those ones are kind of cool. I mean, I guess it would be cool to have if I could actually, if I could make any account, I would take the name underscore. Like that one would be pretty cool. Just one
Mm-hmm.
underscore. Just seeing that in game. That or zero would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was any account, but of course those don't exist. So
Yeah. What do you think about like the duped accounts?
I'd actually talked to the guy who had Smidge when it was the duped account. I talked to him on his one Red account. I thought they were kind of cool, but they're, I don't know, a little funky, I guess. I don't even know, like, of the duped account. What even would you use that for is the thing. I mean, they're just kind of cool to look at, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like OGs in general. It's just a collection piece that you just
Yeah,
sim
that's
lobbies
true.
with.
It's more like just like a trophy case almost.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you think about like the fake OGs, like Apple, but the A is a Q?
Oh, like when somebody's trying to replicate the
Yeah. IGN.
um I think depending on what it is, I think usually they're pretty stupid. Like somebody will put the they'll change the O to a Q or they'll I don't know. I mean, it's okay, I guess, if you want that as your username, but like it would be better to just come up with something else, in my opinion at least.
So obviously you did YouTube for a bit, making Hive montages, and then when you moved to Hypixel, you streamed. Want to talk about why you made montages and why you enjoyed streaming in itself?
Yeah, I can do. So the whole reason I made a YouTube was initially because a bunch of my like people in my clan at the time or whatever, they're like, "Oh, you have a really soothing voice," and I was like, "Okay." And then they're like, "You should do YouTube." So I decided to do a couple of montages with the help of my friend at the time, Sealy. Um, well, I guess we're still friends, but we were more, back then. Um, so she like edited for me, and then I just recorded, and did a couple of montages, kind of introducing the quote unquote members of the State of Mind clan, just as like a further way to boost the popularity, I guess. And then gradually I decided to start streaming just because I don't know, I thought it was fun and I enjoyed getting or talking to people. Ooh. So we did that and it was going great for a while. And over time, I just kind of slowly lost more and more interest in the the video aspect of it and pretty much transitioned entirely over to streaming. I mean, I made probably like 10 total videos and like most of them were on Hive. I think I did like an 100-star compilation, which was supposed to be with Purpled. I mean, he was a lot smaller back then. We were actually buddies because we both used to play solo Bed Wars back then. And then he like started his YouTube channel and whatever. But he ended up being busy, so I just ended up doing that one by myself. And then I did the montage of the 100 stars because I thought that was cool. And then I did what even was my last video I did? I think it was just yeah, no, it was just my 100-star compilation. Never mind. Yeah, I slowly started transitioning over to Hypixel content. I mean, as you can tell from my uploads, it went from primarily Hive to just Hypixel. But yeah, so I started out streaming. I actually started with Hive Gravity streams, believe it or not. Really interesting. Um, most of my older streams are all privated just because they were horrid. But yeah, I did Hive Gravity and then I did some Hive Bed Wars and did that for a little bit. And then I transitioned into just mainly streaming. I think it was just duels. I mainly did like bow spleef. I did like maybe one or two boxing streams. And
Same
I
with
did
sumo.
like, yeah, one or two sumo streams. And I think other than that, I did a Bed Wars stream every here and there. Oh yeah, I guess I did do a SMP with viewers. I forgot I even did that. But yeah, it was just an SMP where we were mining a giant hole into the ground by hand for some reason. Like instead of using a perimeter, it was just, mining it with a pickaxe.
Hmm.
I don't know why. But yeah, I think I enjoyed the streaming and then eventually it just kind of I streamed less and less and a lot of the problems with it were like I couldn't really stream what I wanted to do at the time because if I streamed like if I was playing OP duels and I started streaming, I would just get sniped and then it would be not fun. Yeah, I think that was most of my YouTube stuff.
Hmm. What did you enjoy about streaming though?
Um, Overall, I just enjoyed meeting like a lot of people. I mean, obviously there were like some annoying people, but like I met a couple of people who ended up joining Wukong later, like McLaren and Mosquito. They were some close friends of mine that I met towards the beginning of when I started streaming. But I mean, I think the biggest thing was just being it was like more of archiving, I guess. Archiving me playing as well as like the interactions between people.
What about the social aspect?
I mean, yeah, like hanging out with friends, just being
Hmm.
able to VC. It was a lot of fun.
And also chatting
Well,
with viewers. Like you have actual conversations in live chat.
oh yeah, that was definitely a lot of fun whenever there was like an active viewer. I don't know, it was cool because I always had at least like 3 or 4 people that would come to most of my streams, no matter when I streamed, and I was just like they would talk in the chat and we'd chat. It was pretty cool.
Hmm.
I mean, I think my biggest stream I had at one point, I had like 100 concurrent viewers, which was kind of crazy.
Oh
But
yeah,
that
you told me
was
about it. You gained a few subs.
I did. And then there's going back to the allegations. I forgot, dude.
The
Somebody
sub-botting.
said I sub-botted, dude. That was so stupid. Wasn't that Orez who said that?
Yes. He had a hate boner on you. Like 2 years.
Dude, not my sub-botting. Why would I sub-bot? That would be so stupid.
He said just randomly spiked for a
Yeah,
month
I
and that's
know.
it. So obviously a huge part of your life is related to music, since you always listen to music. You can explain the
Hmm.
appeal of music for you, and obviously list like your favorite genre, top 3 songs and albums.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, so music. Where do I even start? I got really big into music probably back in I want to say 2018. I remember specifically, I used SoundCloud because, it was free and I was broke. But yeah, I remember I really liked Ocean Man by Ween. That was my favorite song back in the day. But I listened to that like so much. And that was a part of what really got me into music. That mixed with I played this game called Osu. It's basically just hit notes to the beat of the song.
Mm-hmm.
But a mix of those two got me really big into music. And then in 2021, I finally decided to get Spotify Premium because I wanted to try it out. Um, but yeah, the Spotify that I had tried initially without premium is like quite awful. So I had been against it for so long, but I got it. And then I got really huge into music just over the last 4 years or so. But like I've gone to a bunch of different concerts for artists that I like. I went to a Five Finger Death Punch concert. They're like a rock band. I went to an Auto concert more recently. Um, and I went to Baby Metal concert just that not that long ago. But I really enjoy going to concerts as it's been a lot of fun. You just get to experience the music that you really, really enjoy, like in person.
Mm-hmm.
But some of my favorite artists over the last while, I'd say probably the last 2.5 years, because it does change. But my biggest, probably 3 artists that I like right now is I like an artist called Creepy Nuts. I like an artist called Egoist and Otto are like probably the big three for me right now. They're um they're all a combination of like J-pop and J-rock, which I got really into probably. I mean, I've always kind of liked J-pop and J-rock, but more really into it in the last like year and a half. Um, I actually went and studied Japanese in school for 4 years, so that's part of the reason why I do enjoy Japanese music, is because I do understand most of what they're saying, and it helps
Why
me
did you study
practice. And
Japanese?
so in my high school, we were required to take 2 language credits. So the options were Spanish, French, and Japanese were what they offered. And I took Spanish in 8th grade, and I didn't really like it. So I was like, well, Japanese seems kind of cool. And I had been kind of into anime back then. I mean, I did, but it wasn't like a driving factor, you know? Um, so I decided to take Japanese. I really loved the teacher. He was really cool. He just honestly further made my enjoyment of that class. So I still want to try and become fluent in it because I always thought that being bilingual would be really cool. But so a lot of how I practice my Japanese is through listening to like Japanese lyrics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably why I like those three artists a lot. I mean, plus, I mean, they all have very different vibes. It's for like different moods. Like Creepy Nuts, they do more of like rap. It's like Japanese rap kind of. Egoist is more like calm type music, but a little bit of pop, and then Otto is more rock slash pop. And
Do you have a favorite
then
song?
favorite song. Okay, I have a lot of favorite songs. So my by far favorite song is probably it came out October. It's called Odinoke by Creepy Nuts. That's definitely probably my favorite song. But I've got a lot of different songs that I really, really like. Like for Japanese, Odinoke, Bang by Egoist, Teddy by Magico, Riri by Asian Kung Fu, and probably Idol by Yasobi. Those are my like top five for those. But I don't only listen to Japanese music. I like it's called aesthetic rap. That's like the other type of music I like, which is I have a couple artists I like. I like Rav. He's one of my biggest ones. There's Shady Moon and probably Zebi or Marino. Those are probably my go-to for English artists. They all do like that in general type of um, like chiller rap. It's like rap, but you can understand what they're saying, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's move on to anime. So I assume the whole Japanese thing, listening to music just for the language, applies to you.
Yeah. So anime, I got kind of introduced to it back in 2012. It was either 2012 or 2013 by my IRL friend, Rumori or Tyler. And I've been like so into it since, but I've just been watching it for so long that, you know, I've seen so much at this point. I mean, now I'd say I'm an anime, like definitely an anime fan, but as of like maybe 2019, I probably wouldn't say that. But yeah, I've seen probably a lot of like upwards of probably 600 different shows. And I mean, as far as like my favorites for anime, I've got a couple, but my all-time favorites have definitely got to be Oshinoko, Steins Gate, and Frieren are obviously really, really good. And then, I mean, my personal favorite is called Dusk Maiden of Amnesia, which is what my profile picture is from. But that's more of just a guilty pleasure rather than a all-around really, really good show that I'd recommend to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
like the other three are.
And why do you enjoy watching anime?
um, I don't know. It started as just like it's essentially just cartoons in a different language. I mean, I really liked it. I don't know what really I gravitated towards when I first like got into it. I was just kind of like I liked the stories that they tell because they can have some pretty like in-depth stories and writing and stuff, which is usually a lot better than nowadays cartoons at least. I feel like everything nowadays for American cartoons is not really that great.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, I think I just generally gravitated or gravitated towards the good storytelling that anime has.
What about like movies and stuff? Or TV shows?
Movies and TV shows. Movies. Like anime movies or just in general
No,
movies?
regular movies?
Regular movies? So I haven't seen too many movies as of late. I went to see recently the new Jurassic Park movie, which was actually pretty good. I mean, they kind of made my boy the Indominus Rex look like a Cancerosaurus, but it's okay. I also went to go see the new Superman recently, which was a lot better than the old one, so that was pretty good. But I'm not too huge into movies all that much. I mean, I watch them here and there if I've got like a friend or something that wants to go, but I wouldn't say I'm too focused on them. But as far as TV series, I do enjoy quite a lot of different TV series. Like I've seen Breaking Bad, obviously, that one's really good. Dexter. I was really big into Prison Break when that one was airing. I watched Lost. I've seen Squid Game. I've seen um those are like the main ones that I've really watched. I don't know. Usually I don't watch too much TV or movies, so
Is there a reason?
I mean, yeah, I'm just pretty busy between life. I mean, working and gym and then sometimes anime episodes and hanging out with friends. I
Mm-hmm.
actually have stuff that I'm doing now outside of Minecraft. And before it
Crazy.
was just Minecraft, so
I mean, we can talk about COD Zombies too, since you semi-made it
it's true.
on the side.
That's true. COD Zombies. I've always really liked COD Zombies. My first experience with COD Zombies was World at War. One of my neighbors, his name was Cole. He was 4 or 5 years older than me. Um, he would always have me and one of the others neighbors over, and we'd play World at War Zombies back on his original Xbox back in the day. It was a lot of fun. I've always really liked COD Zombies. As far as like World at War goes, I was big into Doris. Doris is probably one of my favorite zombies maps of all time. So, like, it's probably top three, I think. But yeah, COD Zombies. I mean, I played a bunch of World at War. Black Ops 1 was probably the one that I played the most between like Kino and Shino, Numa. Wait, not Shino, that's Shangri-La. My bad, mix those two up. Um, Moon. They're all really fun. I mean, I think my least favorite map would probably be Verruct from World at War. From BO1, I'd have to say probably Shangri-La. I didn't really like that map that
Mm-hmm.
much. I mean, 5, I always had good memories of. There was this bug that he used to be able to get on top of the table. And me and my buddies would just sit up on top of the table at the spawn room at 5 and just like see how long we could last there. It was always a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Then for BO2, um, I didn't. I got into BO2, but like it was weird because it took me a while to get into it because when they first released it, it pretty much only had transit, and I didn't like transit, so I didn't initially end up picking it back up again until I went to my friend Jonathan's house and we were playing some Mob of the Dead, and then I was like, "Ooh, this is pretty really fun." But yeah, I think Mob of the Dead is probably I don't know, it's hard. It's probably my fourth favorite map. Yeah, I think my favorite map for zombies is definitely Origins.
No, of course. There's so
I
much
mean,
content
I
on
think
Origins.
Origins is just like the strongest of the maps, and at least in my opinion, I think it has
Mm-hmm.
the most for you to do and it has the most replayability.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think about the gums in BO3?
The BO3 gums. I mean, so my experience with those wasn't very much. I mean, I thought they were a little overpowered, so most of the time we didn't use them, and I think they charged money for them, which was kind of dumb. But I have a bunch of them because one of my buddies was like playing or whatever, and I think he like gave liquid divinium to himself or something. I don't know. But it's fun to play with every once in a while, but it can be a little overpowered if them, you know,
What do you
and
think
just
about
the
like
system.
the stories? If you played them,
Um, for just in general,
yeah,
the Black Ops story
just any
or
COD,
the Zombies story.
just campaigns.
So, oh, any the campaigns. I mean, I haven't really played the campaigns. I didn't bother much with them. I played mostly like zombies and multiplayer. I mean, I really liked the just the main Aether storyline between
Oh, so you actually know the
all the
lore
different.
of COD Zombies.
Yeah, I do know the COD Zombies lore. I have heard a fair bit about it. It's like a whole thing. Gotta go watch a conspiracy video on it.
Yeah, it's just insane how there's like a few maps, but the lore is just insanely detailed.
I
So many
mean, yeah,
characters and crews.
the lore between like the three games or whatever is kind of crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
between there's not even that many maps, and it's like Lord of the Rings-esque like trilogy over here with all the lore and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I always really enjoyed how in-depth everything was for zombies, even though it was supposed to be like just a side uh
Hmm.
a game mode.
What do you think about COD War the War? Like the atmosphere of it compared to like BO3?
Um COD World at War, like the new one,
No, 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 the OG.
is no the OG. Yeah, I mean, it'll always be nostalgic for me, but I don't know, it's hard because like World at War is good, but I definitely think that BO3 probably did what World at War did way better. I don't know. World at War, it's a little janky. Uh, some of the maps are really buggy,
Hmm.
and you can just like go down for no reason in zombies sometimes. So I
I
think
mean, in terms of
definitely like the
atmosphere and the
oh,
vibe
in
in
terms
general.
of atmosphere, um, the vibe of it is pretty cool. I mean, it's really like grainy and
Hmm.
a little more spooky than the newer games, at least in my opinion. But that's just because, it's a little less refined, I guess.
Yeah, but I had like ambient sounds and stuff. It was just more darker in
Yeah, but
general. Like BO3 looks
I
like a
think
cartoon.
yeah, that's true. I mean, as they've gone on, it has gotten a lot less like more sinister. So, but I mean, in general, I think yeah, I guess the ambient noise is a lot more scary in the newer games, especially World at War compared to like BO3 and BO2.
What MP did you play?
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
Um, I mainly did Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 for multiplayer. I did quite a bit of Black Ops 1. I don't know. I really enjoyed playing on the OG Nuketown.
Hmm.
Played there was that one ship map also that I liked playing on. I forget. Maybe I'm thinking of BO2.
Hijacked?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's
I don't
BO2.
know. Yeah, that is BO2.
What gun
It's
did you
been a
main?
while. What gun did I main? That's a good question. Actually,
What
I think I mained
category?
the M14, if you want me to
Ooh.
be completely honest. I don't know why. I think that was just my go-to gun. I really enjoyed playing with the M14. I don't know why. It was just fun. My
That's
friend was
interesting.
like one of those wannabe phase snipers, and then
Mhm.
I just come up and kill him with the M14, and then he'd be mad. But yeah, I have a lot of like experience. I mean, honestly, my brother probably played way more like multiplayer for BO2 than I did. But
What do you think about like BO4 having AI that can play with you, pretty much carry you to like round 100?
um, that yeah, I I don't know. I haven't really played BO4 much, so
So
I'm
the
not too
from an
sure.
outsider POV.
Um, it has AI that can play with you.
Yeah, it's like bots that are in your party.
Uh, that's interesting to say the least. That seems completely redundant of why you would play, but I guess that would make some people happy.
Hmm.
Although, yeah, I think that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I think I saw a Reddit post where someone left their console and like went outside and they came back and they had like round 125 plus because they just
Oh,
AFK'd in the
wow.
corner and the boss just carried.
That sounds really fun. I'm sure that, I don't know. That sounds really stupid.
Skill based.
Yes, very skill-based corner setting simulator.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure latest CODs, they just give you like Easter egg guides. Like there's just a hologram that pops up. Go to this
Oh, really?
place. Do this.
Doesn't that completely defeat the whole point of what Easter
Yeah.
eggs were?
Yeah.
That's dumb. Easter eggs were supposed to be meant to be something that the community just discovered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Always those in-depth guides by Mr. Waffle Waffle you gotta pull up.
Oh god.
On Origins, here's the Fire Staff upgrading path.
That's rough.
The amount of times I pulled that one up, I remember. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I always went with the Fire Staff, whereas my friend would get the Ice Staff.
In solo, I main the ice staff because of the tunnel thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's fair. The Ice Staff is the most broken for
Mm-hmm.
Little Strat.
I like the air staff for the design because it has wings.
Yeah, the Air Staff is cool, but it's like not very practical to use,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. The Lightning Staff, it has ammo. That's about all it has.
Yeah, but it's kind of dead after a
Yeah,
few rounds. It's just nothing.
it's okay in the early game, but it dies off pretty fast.
Yeah, I guess we can just end the podcast here. Decent
Alrighty.
conversation. Almost 4 hours. The longest ep so far by an entire hour. Crazy.
Wow, that's quite a while, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot. It helps when I had the 40-minute introduction.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Yeah, of course.